Welcome into your WWE Raw review for August 25th, 2014. I owe the live viewers an engraved apology here. I fell asleep during the main event, and I woke up and it was 11:25, and I said, "Fuck! I did not fall asleep." Had to rewind my DVR and finish watching the show, but God is my witness. I fell asleep during the fucking main event. And still trying to wake up here, but you know, John Cena will do that to you. So welcome into the review. Head over to blitzsportsnetwork.com, join the website this week. A bunch more VIP videos going up this week. There's already well over 500 VIP videos on the website, so basically what you get here is what you get there as well. The difference is we talk more, you know, old school wrestling and the future of wrestling, what could be done differently, things of that nature. And as soon as this is over, we'll be filming the VIP video going through the news and rumors of the WWE. Also do SmackDown reviews, NXT, ROH TV pay-per-view reviews, so much stuff. TNA news and rumors, WWE news and rumors, so much stuff on the site. So go join blitzsportsnetwork.com. So as you see, we've got MG here, ProWrestlingTees.com/virtuososports. Go pick up one of his t-shirts. Grits just popped in. Got Grits here. Adam and Shoddy. Lyrical may be making an appearance. Make sure to support all these guys. They're really good at what they do. So Jerry Lawler, to start the show, basically points out that there was a big announcement last week, on this show called Main Event that nobody watches, that John Cena, invoked his rematch clause and is going to face Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions. Yay! Can't wait for that.
I'm disappointed.
It's just
This is great news.
Well,
the return.
Yeah.
Hope Cena goes over.
I hope not. I hope it's another squash match, but fuck Cena.
Come on, bro. Cena's got to tap Brock out at this point. Like, it's to that point now. He's got to tap Brock out.
If he taps Brock out, I'm probably done.
I would give. Oh wait, what if it was like a guillotine choke? He caught Brock in and tapped him out.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a review. I would just pop on and say, "Fuck this shit. I'm not reviewing it." But yeah, so that was how the show started. Yay, there's going to be a rematch. So we get this WWE Hall of Fame forum featuring Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and Ric Flair. And the topic, the topic was John Cena against Brock Lesnar. And Michael, the dick-blowing idiot Pole, asked Shawn Michaels, what are John Cena's chances of taking the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Brock Lesnar? Shawn said, not good because it's not happening. And then he intimated that John Cena's time is up and maybe it's time for him to retire. Shawn Michaels! Yeah! Woo!
Another reason why I don't like him.
Yeah, Shawn, yeah! Take it off! That's the greatest thing that Shawn Michaels has ever said. So, I was down with that. And Hogan, sorry, Grace, but Hogan bought a lifetime supply of chapstick for tonight's fucking segment. This dude was blowing Cena hard, man.
He blew cock from door.
He did.
He blew cock from. It was disgusting, man.
He did. He blew more.
Just don't get it, brother.
He blew more cock than the entire New York and Chicago and Detroit hooker roster combined tonight.
Oh damn!
I think Detroit got you covered alone.
Yeah, I was like, fucking hey, Hogan, take that penis out of your mouth. My gosh.
He just got that extra thing to him, brother. You just
yeah. We know something, brother. When John Cena pulls out his penis, brother, I'm right there for him.
Cock.
You said that.
Yeah, listen, it hurt. It hurt deep within my soul to see this man with Cena's nuts on his shoulders, man, sitting there at that fucking. They had a fucking announce table in the middle of the ring. First,
we know something, Mean Gene, when John Cena's nuts are on my chin, brother. Hogan basically said that John Cena's time is not up and he can still go. Well, he could never go. But coming from Hulk Hogan, that doesn't really mean much.
Yeah. Huh?
Hulk Hogan wasn't exactly setting the world on fire in the ring.
Do you understand what it's like for me as a bona fide Hulkamaniac to see this motherfucker sit in the ring with Cena's dick juice running from his jaw?
Well, now you're a fluffomaniac.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Never odd.
It was Thotomania. Yeah.
Thotomania.
I was like, fuck, man. The only thing that would make this any worse would be a Bella segment.
Oh.
But Ric Flair said he agrees with Shawn Michaels, but he ends up Ric Flair pulled out the chapstick as well, calling Cena the franchise, and I think at this point it's pretty obvious Flair would do anything for a buck. I mean, fuck, the guy put the Miz over. Yeah. But he called Cena the franchise. Said he doesn't think Cena can get it done against Lesnar though. Hogan said, I've got, something, brother, I've gotten to know John Cena on a real personal level, dude. And he claimed that hustle, loyalty, and respect isn't a marketing logo. Well, that's exactly what it is, actually. And
that's exactly what the fuck. Do you understand?
That's actually exactly what the fuck it is.
When he said that, a part of my soul cracked, Bruce. Y'all probably don't believe me.
No, I do believe it.
I sat there, and when he said that, first of all, he looked plastic. He almost looked like a fucking mannequin himself. When we talk about marketing ploy, he almost looked phony, like the motherfucker was hot dog color pudding melting right before my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
This motherfucker with the fucking bandana, that looked like a fucking half a red KKK hood on his fucking head with the stupid fucking sunglasses. What was the name of that TV show he had back in the day, man? Where it was him and the other dude. Yeah, this motherfucker. That's exactly what he looked like standing up there. Them stupid ass sunglasses. Then he's gonna sit there and say some bullshit like, "This, listen, brother, this." Loyalty, hustle, and respect. This is real. Shut the fuck up, Hope. Shut the fuck up.
Are you surprised at this point though? Like he already called Cena the greatest WWE champion of all time. Like
there's something in these motherfuckers' contract. First, you got fucking Shawn Michaels' cockeyed self sitting there, fucking indifferent, looking like he's gonna go hunting for the Swamp Thing after this episode was finished airing. You got fucking Ric Flair. Hogan was blowing cock. Ric Flair was blowing lines. That's why they had the in the middle of the ring. Alright, that's why he didn't give a fuck what he said.
And Shawn Michaels was blowing the truth.
Yeah, basically.
How ass backwards is that?
Listen, for Ric Flair, like you said, at this point he'll let you line up to fuck his daughter for a couple of dollars right now. The way shit is going with him. You know what I'm saying? Personally, Shawn Michaels didn't. He was out of not for what he was saying or anything like that, but to me, with those two, Shawn Place he was out of place. To me, he's not in a bracket with those two dudes right there. He's B level compared to the dumb two. Come at me, bro. How the fuck you want to do it? I said it. He needs to jump back in his Wrangler Jeep and go listen to Foreigner all the way home.
Foreigner.
But fucking.
Foreigner.
Yo, it hurt so much, Bruce, especially when he broke out that line and when he said it that way. I'm like, it must have been a stipulation in this motherfucker's contract, man, that he had to blow dick.
Oh yeah.
When it comes, it has to. There's no.
He's a company guy. You know it.
I don't know what it is about this point in the twilight of his career.
I know what it is. His wife took all his money, man.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I mean, she never had to take a body slam, and she's got
Everybody under contract with them does.
Well, wait a minute.
Foley called Cena the most hardcore wrestler of all time when he was under contract, and after he's off of contract, he's saying Cena's stale and shit. Like, it's all about that paper.
Well, in fairness, Hogan's wife took the Iron Sheik Boston Crab from the pool boy, but
supposedly she got body slammed by half the roster back in the 80s while Hogan watched and eating cereal. But
hey, he was eating those Fruity Pebbles before Cena.
Yeah,
I think she's getting body slammed by a guy that's like younger than me, man.
She might, man, but and because Hogan's in the fucking ring doing this bullshit, Bruce, I know a lot of people don't understand it, man. But this, I mean, it was frustrating to watch this shit, man. I don't mind it from fucking Flair. I don't mind. You want to talk about company, man? Fucking Shawn Michaels. We already. Oh, Shawn. We already know what he
started on Shawn. He's the original cockfight.
Yeah, man. But Hogan, man, like it was almost irrefutable, man. For me to, I don't know, man. To me, like Macho was my favorite, but I held Hogan in such a regard. But to see him do this shit like that. Like Macho's, he's taking that over, man. He's taking that spot because Hogan's just starting himself the fuck out, man.
Oh yeah.
And you know what this is leading
Come on,
to?
Hulk, stop, Hulk. Hulk, stop it. Stop it, brother. Damn.
You know what this is leading to?
Yes. Take your vitamins, brother.
You see, that's the thing. Hogan shouldn't need to kiss his ass. If Cena's so good, he doesn't need Hogan and Flair to kiss his ass.
He needs them.
Did fucking Stone Cold need people kissing his ass? Hell no.
But go ahead with this segment because a revelation occurred after this was over. But go ahead.
Oh shit. Yeah, someone was blowing cock in Hollywood. I'll guarantee you that.
Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah, it was Hollywood Hogan. Motherfucker. But no. So Ric Flair said that he's rooting for Cena. Of course he is. Everybody's dick pulling him nowadays, but Flair said he likes Cena. Again, get out the fucking dental dam and put on the dental dam, Flair. But Shawn interjects that everyone likes Cena, which is bullshit. And of course, he got booed for saying that. And he says, "But this isn't a personality contest." Well, even if it was, John Cena would lose that too. But Hogan said Cena overcame a beating before. He talks about Lesnar back in the day. No one gave a fuck. And then Shawn said, "Guys don't get beat like that and come back and win." I gotta say this about Shawn. As much shit as I threw Shawn's way back in the '90s, that motherfucker's been the truth ever since his back injury. I mean, let's be honest here. Ever since his back injury, what could you say negative about Shawn?
You said what?
Ever since his back injury, what could you say negative about him?
Kurt Angle.
Okay, Kurt Angle. Okay, there's
There you have it.
one. There's one.
Practically had a huge part in Kurt Angle leaving.
Well, that and the way they were pushing Cena.
Yeah.
I went into that in the Kurt Angle article on the site in detail, but
it's hard to dispute what you just said.
Yeah, Shawn's been the man, bro. I mean, Shawn is that dude nowadays. You know what I mean?
But I
who comes out there and sucks Cena dick every time he's there.
He didn't suck Cena's dick. He said Cena needs to retire.
Yeah. Oh man, he said that. He got an ovation from fucking.
He did.
Yeah.
He's like, get the fuck out of here. Your time is up, motherfucker.
He's a Cena fan.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Cena throws his magic dust on people backstage by kissing their ass. I mean, all you got to do is listen to part of that Stone Cold interview.
You're damn right. He probably walks around backstage with a pair of edible underwear waiting for dudes to just eat off of it.
Of course he does. I mean, people know that this is Vince's guy nowadays. And, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, and they fucking they jerk Cena off a little each round or whatever. But, so, anyway, like I said, Shawn said that, wrestlers don't get beat like that and then come back and win. Hogan was like, brother, Cena will find a way to win. Okay. And Flair and Shawn say it won't happen. And then here comes fuckboy Buckethead. Just right away, the guy comes out doing this, and it's like, dude, you look like a fucking idiot. Holding up the towel with all these wristbands on and shit.
He's so determined, man.
He's determined. Yeah, he's determined, all right.
He's persistent as fuck.
Well, the one thing Cena succeeds in is putting people to sleep, but even me tonight. But so, Cena comes out, the music hits, he's coming to the ring, so all this ass wiping, all these legends with their baby wipes.
That's what the towel's for.
Yeah, that is what the towel is for, so they can wipe their chins off. At least you had enough time to go to the bathroom and throw up as Cena was coming to the ring. But so Cena gets in the ring, he hears the boos. Now remember, one of the goals of this whole thing, I talked about it in the VIP video last week, one of the goals with this thing is to turn Cena into a sympathetic figure, and he's still getting booed. I mean, the WWE honestly thinks its fans are stupid and they're going to fall for the shit. But Cena claims the crowd, you know, of course, he's got to spin the boos because that's what politicians do, you know. And he claims the crowd is weighing in on him after SummerSlam, which, like I said, just a political way of spinning the boos. Listen to this vocal audience. You know, they're being vocal. And it's basically good in the WWE and Cena's world that the most ridiculous marketing campaign of all time has failed and people hate him. But Cena goes into his political voice. You know, Flair and Shawn, I respect you, and Hulk Hogan, thank you. I appreciate the support. Have you ever noticed this dude, like, he channels his Barack Obama when he talks? And, mad genius, I understand that you don't like me, but that's okay.
No, I've had a change of heart on Cena.
No, okay.
I'm
well,
down
I appreciate
for Cena winning as many matches as possible.
Well, mad genius, thank you.
I've noticed that a long time ago.
If you know any kids in the community that want to make a wish, so anyway,
Say anything about meeting them and making them kids suffer more by sitting there. I said I want to see the guy win matches.
You know, I'm gonna go into this main event. I'm gonna go full force. But no, so anyway, he informs us that he's out there to tell us what's going on with him. Oh, gee, thanks. He says 16 German suplexes, and there, you know, basically was a pop in the crowd about that. But he says SummerSlam, I mean, you could see this coming. You knew exactly how this promo was going to go. SummerSlam was an ass-whooping, 100% beatdown. He claims it changed him. You know,
made him strong.
John Cena's like the weather where Shoddy lives. It basically never changes. But
Changed some shit. This guy's like fucking Goku from Dragon Ball Z for the '90s kids. My God, he just every fight he gets his ass whooped and he just gets stronger.
Just like the news media, it never changes. But he said when I was on the trainer's table, you know, I told the trainer. The trainer asked me, what do I want to do? And I told him, I want to fight Brock Lesnar right now. And it's like, okay, dude, you're fucking lame. And then Cena says he took a beat down that most people wouldn't stand and take. Well, that's what they want you to believe. You know, Cena says, for instance, Spike Dudley would beg to differ, but Cena says Shawn and Flair have their doubts, but look at me. This is the biggest rematch of my entire life. Okay. You said that a million times. He claims he's going to Night of Champions not to beat Brock Lesnar, but to beat Brock Lesnar's ass.
And the way he said it, the way he said it was classic. I'm not going in there to beat him. I'm going in there to beat his ass.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You know, I mean, nobody under the age of 7 is buying that. You know, unbelievable. I mean, you could basically cut the promo for him before he even cuts it. You knew this is what he was going to say. And, by the way, he felt like even he didn't believe what he was saying, which tells me Lesnar's definitely going over. It was a fucking Jumpin' Jeff Farmer promo. Look up the Jumpin' Jeff Farmer promo. You got me, and now, you know, this time I'm going full force. I mean, it was exactly like the Jumpin' Jeff Farmer promo in different words, literally.
Yep.
The dude is fucking terrible. You know, look out, Lesnar. Cena might hit you with a 5-knuckle shuffle. You know, when Cena talks about kicking someone's ass, you just sit there and you go, oh no, here comes the flying shoulder tackles. And he might even do a standing fireman's carry. This guy's so dangerous. There's anything dangerous about John Cena. But look out, John Cena has spoken. He's so fucking scary. Ooh, he's gonna hurt Brock Lesnar. But yeah, that was the opening to Raw, was John Cena coming out and cutting the same old fucking promo. You know, the only thing that was missing was him talking about being on time. That was about the only thing he missed. So, yeah, guys, go ahead.
I'm thinking he goes over Night of Champion, man.
Thank you. Please.
I'm seeing it.
Please.
I'm this type of bullshit here with the antics, with his. I'm not gonna beat Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna beat Brock Lesnar's ass. I mean, and it was classic Cena. It was what Cena's all about. And when is Night of Champions? Mid-September?
Never.
When is it?
They have no real champions in WWE. It's never.
Right. Yeah, so this motherfucker here, man, he's just getting started. Remember, he had to fake the little bullshit. He was out because of injury. He doesn't sell any of that shit either. You ever notice that? Like he barely acknowledged it or anything like that.
Let me give you a spoiler, Grits.
Go ahead.
This is what's going to happen. He's going to lose, but this time he's going to get closer to beating him. That's it. He's not beating Lesnar, dude. Lesnar's holding that belt to fucking Mania. Jay was right.
No way.
Well, here's the thing.
No way.
I really think that's where they're going because they're going to feed Lesnar to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
No.
All signs point to Cena's time is over. I don't want to pun intended with that shit, but Cena's time is really over. Like they're on board with this Roman Reigns thing. And all of this is to build Brock Lesnar up. That way when Roman Reigns beats him, it turns him into a big star. That's all this is for. But I do want to see Cena beat Lesnar, but it's not happening.
No, trust me, man. This is all fuck Roman Reigns. They're not through with Cena. They're going to make sure this man is 17-time world champion.
Oh, they still got time.
It's going to happen.
He ain't going away to do no movies, so nobody want him.
Believe me, man. What you got? September coming up. Yeah, you got September coming up, October, November, December, and then 3 more months, almost 4 months until Mania. So that's what, almost 8 months you got there? 7 months? No way he's holding that fucking strap that long, man. I can't see it. There's no way he's holding with this cock blowing undercover cop in the fucking company with this bullshit. I don't see it. You know, you got all these motherfuckers like. Because if that's what you're really, thinking in your mind, then Hogan and Flair and Shawn Michaels, they're not out here doing that shit for Cena. They're ultimately out here doing that for Reigns. And
yeah, literally that's all of this is for. Like if Cena didn't get, if Daniel Bryan didn't get hurt, this would have been Daniel Bryan in this spot. It would have been Daniel Bryan losing the belt to Lesnar, and then it would have been Daniel Bryan with the rematch, and it would have been people coming out cutting the same exact promos for Daniel Bryan. It's only coincidence that Bryan got hurt and Cena got put in spot instead. So
so you're telling me that Seth Rollins is gonna hold on to that briefcase?
Oh, Seth Rollins is. I've made it up in my mind. He's not winning the belt when he cashes in, because you got to figure. He's not going to cash in.
I agree.
He's not going to cash in on Brock Lesnar and win.
No.
And then when Reigns gets the belt, Rollins' contract will still only be valid for like 2 or 3 more months. They're not going to give Reigns' first title reign is not going to be 2 or 3 months. They're going to let Reigns run with it for like 5 or 6.
Oh my gosh! Breaking news! I just cannot wait for the VIP video. You guys ready for this?
Talk to me.
Security cameras have revealed that Michael Cole is taking it in the ass right now at the Holiday Inn.
Shit.
Holiday Inn.
Is that on the app? You got to go into the app right now. Listen, man, this is breaking my heart. That notion. You know what I'm saying? That actually, I'm kind of the same frame of mind as Mad Jizzle, man. Like I want to see this motherfucker. I want people to wake up. Mm-hmm. and realize what this shit is all about. I don't think Cena's time is over. It's not over. I don't see them waiting until next year. That's basically waiting until almost next spring, fucking Easter time, for them to make him the 17-time world champ. That's too. They've never let him sit on the shelf that long. They've never let him just wallow in the mire for that long, unless it was a serious injury or something like that. And if it's someone else's time, I only see it because Cena needs a break or whatever. I don't see them allowing him that much of a break. I don't see him wanting that much of a break. I just don't see that. I don't know what's going on. This is a very, to me, this is a very different stage that they're going through right now, especially with this whole network era. The dawn of the network era, whatever have you. I don't see Roman Reigns being that face for the network era. Not yet.
Oh, wait till we get into Roman Reigns later.
No, they're gonna. Here, I'm telling you what they're gonna do with the network era. There's a couple new guys that they signed down in development tool. They're gonna use those guys to plug the network overseas. Like if you live in Canada, give it about 3 months before you start seeing Kevin Steen network commercials, because there's no coincidence they started the network in Canada the same day they announced his signing, and then Devitt and Neville will be the guys they try to market to the UK and Japan since they're well known over there. But Roman Reigns is the guy they're running with. Anytime WWE really believes in the guy, all of a sudden you see Cena less and less protected. Like Bruce, before we got off, on the air, Reigns has been more protected over the past 2 years than Cena has.
Yep. I mean, Cena just took a clean squash.
Far.
He just took a clean squash.
Yeah.
I rarely ever give John Cena credit for anything because the guy's fucking garbage.
The one singles match Reigns lost was against Wyatt, and it wasn't clean over the last 2 years.
The dude took a clean squash from Lesnar. I gotta give him some props there.
And not only that, Ryback. When they believed in Ryback, who did they protect in that triple threat match at Survivor Series?
Yeah, that's true.
They protected Ryback. Cena took the fucking shell shock, and he was down for like 5 minutes, and all Punk did was climb in the ring and pin him. He didn't even do anything to him. So when they believe in the guy, they run with him, and Cena is less protected.
Well, then Cena's backstage politics worked their magic on Ryback, but we won't talk about that. No, here's the thing, Grits. This is where the WWE Network is a blessing in disguise. As long as they stay under their real targets they really want over 2 million subscribers. I mean, but I don't know. It's going to be tough for them to get there. But at bare minimum, they want at least 1.4 million subscribers. As long as the WWE hasn't reached their goal, they're going to be more prone to giving people what they want because it directly reflects who signs up for the network, and that's fact.
Hey, that's one of the reasons why I think there's
I'm reading a backstage report here.
No, but here's the thing. There's going to be a couple of guys they use. It's not just going to be Reigns. Reigns is just going to be the main one. But like I said, Kenta, Steen, and Devitt, the way they're treating these signings is way different than they've ever treated any other signings. Way different. They've never put this much effort into it, put up articles on the website, talked about how they've done interviews with Austin and Rock and mentioning where they came from in terms of like New Japan and stuff like this. Those are going to be the guys they use to market the network overseas. So I don't think they're completely going to be buried. I think those guys are going to hit the upper mid card, possibly main event at some point, but Reigns is going to be the number one, and that's going to be the difference.
All right, before I say what I want to say, Shotty, you've got breaking news. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says here that Seth Rollins, he's eventually going to cash it in, but on the Divas title.
All right.
Going to break the barrier, man.
I completely just lost my train of thought after that. I had something to say, but no. Who was the biggest pay-per-view draw in UFC history?
Lesnar.
Yep. He's keeping that belt.
I don't see it. And this promo this little bullshit that he came out here, especially with those three dudes sitting at that table, man.
Yeah, but look at what Lesnar said later.
We'll get to that. I can't wait till we get into that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, all right, like you see what
yeah, but even when Cena said
what Sean was saying was the wild card that I didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? And like he said some real shit right there. So I was like, wow. And of course Cena, found a way to play off of it or whatever have you. But I just with Hogan and Ric Flair, like, okay, I can see where you're coming from with that. Because if it's bigger than Cena, then I could see them what they're really doing. And then I could sleep a little bit better actually, knowing that Hogan is doing that as part of the bigger scheme of things, because it ultimately is going to be for someone else getting the torch, not Cena holding on to it.
No,
and that'll help me.
They're preparing C Nation. They're preparing C Nation to still support Cena.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing. And then if you look at the end of Cena's promo, here, Grits, here's something you can identify with. What did Hulk Hogan say before his match with the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6?
Yeah.
It's not if you win or lose.
No.
It's are you a good winner or a good loser? Right?
Yeah.
Remember? He basically tipped the hand that he was going to lose. John Cena, in this promo at the very end, said he's not coming to Night of Champions to win. He said it right there. And then he said he's coming to kick Brock Lesnar's ass.
They're just trying to make Lesnar look strong, but still protect Cena's character with the whole never give up shit.
Yep.
That's all they're doing.
Yep. And that's the problem. Go ahead, Shotty.
All I'm going to say is I don't think they're dumb enough to give Cena the title back. I know there's reason for concern, especially on Grit's part. I understand where he's coming from. I really do. But I don't think they're that dumb. They've made some boneheaded moves the past few years, but I don't think they're dumb enough to give him the title back. No way.
All right, and I want to give a shout-out to the Canadian viewers who keep letting us know that the $9.99 advertising is false. Excuse me, is false.
No, theirs is $11.99, I think.
Yeah.
And when it launched, I heard there was only like 30 hours of content, and it was only available to certain, like a small demographic, a small group of people.
Yeah. You know, this, I don't know, man. All right, so moving on. We get Jack Swagger against Rusev, or Jack Swagless, as I call him. Best part of this segment, Lana, you know. There wasn't much wrestling in this match. A lot of punches and kicks, ankle lock attempts, you know. Rusev made Swagger's ribs a focus of his attack, repeatedly stomped on Swagger's ribs, and that was the finish to the match with the referee stopping the match, saying that Jack Swagger couldn't continue with the injured ribs. It's fucking boring to me. You know, I know a lot of people are into this whole USA versus Russia thing. I'm not.
Wait, didn't they try this with Swagger and Del Rio a couple years ago at Mania, and it didn't work then?
It didn't work, no. I mean, it's working. If you listen to... Go ahead, Shotty.
No, I was going to say I agree with Matt Genius. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's working in the sense that the live crowds are getting into it, but if you actually just look at the match, it was just a horrible example of professional wrestling, in my opinion. I mean, I thought it was shit. There was a whole 2 minutes and 55 seconds of wrestling, if you want to call it wrestling, before they went to commercial break. In total, we got 9 minutes and 6 seconds of actual TV wrestling time in this match. And yes, I kept track. I had one guy send me a tweet, and he said it seemed like there was more wrestling on the show. Well, there were more matches, and I will give you the time, the TV time of each match as we go here. But it was a 186-minute TV show. Okay, you guys know I keep giving you this stat each week. Using my stopwatch. You can double check my time. There was 39 minutes and 58 seconds of on-TV wrestling during a 186-minute TV show. The rest of the time was commercials and yapping. So yeah, there were more matches, but they were all rushed and crap. I'll give you my opinion of each one on the way here, but still, again, you know, right at 40 minutes of wrestling, not enough. Not enough. You know, it's funny because I had one guy who blew up my inbox one week. You don't get it. You know, you keep saying TNA's putting on good shows. Well, they have been. But WWE is real wrestling. I'm like,
wait.
When do they wrestle?
Hold on. WWE has never been real wrestling.
No.
Like, as much as we want to talk about which guys were legit in the history of WWE, there's been very few.
Yeah. Very,
very few. Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Ken Shamrock, like, the list is very, very small. Like, you want real legit wrestlers.
Brett.
And Brett. But if you want real legit wrestlers, you gotta go watch New Japan. Like, a lot of these guys in New Japan have been former mixed martial arts fighters. I mean, fuck, Minoru Suzuki just had a 5-star match in the G1 with AJ Styles. He's the same guy who beat Ken Shamrock twice in Pancrase. Twice.
Yeah. Well,
Yuji Nagata, former MMA fighter. I mean, he fought Fedor and Crow Cop in their primes. He got his ass whooped, but he fought Fedor and Crow Cop in their primes. And he's wrestling over there, you know? A lot of these guys in New Japan have been professional fighters before. Whereas over here...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, fuck, MVP just did an interview where he was talking about you're trying to sell me on guys who've never even been in. You're trying to sell me on guys in simulated combat who've never been in a real fight.
John Cena.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. 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 That's why a lot of us have a big disconnect with seeing it, because there's nothing about the guy that's believable. Nothing.
No.
I mean, the guy's shit.
I mean, you talk about guys that suck. How about Swagger and Rusev?
Yeah.
Cena has no type of amateur combat background. I mean, fuck, Cody Rhodes was a state champion wrestler. Ziggler was a collegiate champion wrestler. Those guys are 15 times more legit than Cena.
Hey, Mad Genius, do you agree that Jack Swagger and Rusev, they're both fat, slow, and untalented? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I called the Rusev thing from fucking a year ago.
Right.
Fucking, you see one Rusev match, you see them all. And Jack Swagger has got to be one of the most boring wrestlers I've ever seen. Like, when I left and came back, I expected not to see Jack Swagger.
He's still there.
He's
still there,
won't die.
Like, Jack Swagger is in that Wade Barrett category. Like, no matter how much he can't get over, they just still push him. I don't get it.
No, you know what? And then you had old man Jim Ross comparing him to Kurt Angle. You comparing Jack Swagger to Kurt Angle? Out of your mind. This guy, no, he sucks, man. In every regard. In every regard.
He's Jack Swaggerless.
And so is Rusev.
This match was so bad. The fucking refs like, look, I can't even rough this match. I'm calling it. This match sucks.
Yeah, it was bad. The next we see backstage, Jack Swagger's with the trainer. Bo Dallas shows up to talk with Swagger about losing again. You let the country down again. When are you going to learn to succeed? All you have to do is believe, right? Dude, this dude's a great troll. Nobody on Twitter has anything on this guy. All the Twitter trolls. You have nothing on Bo Dallas.
Like, Bo Dallas is so good. I find myself saying believe instead of believe now. Like, just out of habit. Just out of pure habit.
It's true. It's damn true. No, he's entertaining, yeah.
Can't wrestle for shit, but he's fucking gold.
Oh, good.
Well, anyhow, moving on. We get Cesaro against RVD with Sheamus on the commentary, which, by the way, could Sheamus have seemed like he cared any less? I mean, this show was so flat. It was a #1 contenders match for the United States Championship. I thought on SmackDown that they wrote RVD off. Well, they didn't, because here he was again, Job Van Dam.
Job Van Dam.
Yeah, Cesaro was taunting Sheamus during the match, which I thought took away from the actual wrestling in the ring. Everyone else feel that way? I thought the taunting was like, dude, you're in the ring with RVD. Act like it, you know. The match was too short. It was pretty weak. Even Cesaro's neutralizer looked like shit. Cesaro went over on Job Van Dam, and he's going to face Sheamus at Night of Champions for the WWE United States Championship that no one gives a fuck about. The match was 3 minutes and 30 seconds, or 3 minutes and 36 seconds long. Yay! And after the match, Cesaro grabbed the United States Championship. Literally, when he threw the belt at Sheamus, the crowd went, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Whoa, what? Are we that easily entertained now?" But whatever, to each their own. So this feud, another Slapnuts feud. Oh, well, I got an idea. Let's put Sheamus and Cesaro in a feud tonight. You know, this is Slapnuts feud. Very little thought being put into it. But at the end of the day, I try to find positives in this stuff. At the end of the day, the positive that I think you can look to with this is a match with Sheamus and Cesaro should be stiff, should be crisp, and the payoff could be a hell of a lot better than the initiation of this feud, which the initiation was shit.
Yeah, at this point, I came back and it just looked like Cesaro was going through the motions. And you know how it is with wrestlers when they're kind of just going through the motions. There's no longer like that extra pep in their step when they're in the ring, and that's what it looks like with Cesaro. It's like he just goes out there now, just does what they tell him, and it's just like, fuck it, you know? What's the point? Because they're obviously not doing anything with him. Even if they put the U.S. title on him, is there really any
There's
need to
nothing
be
for him.
encouraged? If anybody remember his first U.S. title reign when
he's
he
been
lost
there.
every non-title match he had for like 6-7 months?
Right.
He's been there, done that. That's why I call him Antonio tomorrow, because he ain't shit tonight, man.
He's been fighting RVD for how many times now? Like 30 times now in the past 2 months?
I don't know. And I'm the resident Cesaro guy here, and this shit is pissing me off how they're treating him. There's no reason why he should not have been the IC champ at some point already, or at least the heavyweight or the world heavyweight when they had the belt split up yet. There's no excuse.
Nah,
It's a big time excuse. This is the WWE, and
I don't give a fuck. Del
that
Rio
says
got
it
the
all.
belt. What?
yeah. Well, he did lose to Jack Swagger a few weeks ago on Raw. So.
But
When
like I
people
said,
told me Cesaro got eliminated by Heath fucking Slater in a battle royal
Yeah, and then he lost to
after
Jack
he
Swagger.
won the Andre the Giant battle royal.
this is what I'm trying to tell you. WWE doesn't need to give you an excuse. This is how they do shit. This is how they always do
I
shit.
don't
Garbage.
watch this shit. Fuck.
But that was a very good observation that you brought up about him just going through the motions. You could tell when the wrestler's at that stage, especially in this company. Bruce, that was another great observation. When I saw that neutralized, I was like, damn, Antonio, it's at that point now with your shit, man. Like, I mean, I was like, damn, is RVD that fat? Is he sloppier than he looks or some shit? Like, I done seen you hit that shit on fucking Kali or whatever have you know what I'm saying? Big motherfuckers. And you can't do this shit. And I guess I'll try to play it off in my mind as saying that, well, he's trying to adjust so that he can look at Swagger while he did it or whatever. But no, like, it's just not there. He's lacking that snap to his shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad because you got RVD. You notice, like, RVD can still bump. You know what I'm saying? He'll still take a serious bump for you. Like when he took that slingshot off the ropes, I'm like, damn, RVD, you throwing yourself back like that shit? All right, go ahead, brother. I applaud you for that. So to have somebody who could work like Cesaro can, and to have RVD who could go out there and definitely, like you said, the little bullshit rivalry. It's a number one contenders match, but you got the little bullshit going on between Cesaro and Sheamus, which was more important than the actual match itself. I remember when the number one contenders match was like, fuck, remember when The Rock and Triple H used to have those shits, or back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, a number one contenders match used to be the shit.
Main event worthy matches.
Exactly. Right. And even if the champ was sitting there with the belt or whatever have you, they would add fuel to it. They wouldn't douse it out. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, I don't expect anything else from this company at this point right now. But for this to be a number one contenders match, for that, you know, like I tell you all the time, the way they treat these belts, they don't mean shit, basically.
No.
They use it as a tool in the wrong way. You know, they use it as a tool for their drama.
It's just a toy for them to sell, bro.
That's one
Literally.
thing. And they surround it with drama. It wasn't even so much about the belt. It was like, oh, you see, they're fighting for the belt. That's why they have this drama. They're trying to sell you on the drama. They're not trying to sell you on the athleticism, the competitiveness, or anything of that nature. They're trying to use the belt as a tool to sell drama. And that's what pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? And because you don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Brother, is me and you. Let's go hard. I want a shot at that fucking strap. You know what I'm saying? You could go about it so many ways. Like, they already had a little mini program like Shotty led to, you know what I'm saying, between RVD, Job Van Dam, and Antonio Tomorrow. So you could have built this up. You could have booked it so much better. But no, they don't have time for it. It's a 3-hour show, but they don't have time to feed into this.
Nah, you don't get it, man. They need more time for the Bella Twins, you know, to promote.
And all that bullshit, and that's what disturbs me, because Adam, you could attest to this, man. Back in the fucking late '90s, over this fucking strap right here, what the match or even a little build up to it would have been fucking supreme. Remember when Goldberg had it, or what, you know what I'm saying? When fucking Steiner had it, or Hennig had it. It didn't matter, man. It's like the build up would be done right. and it's a fucking afterthought in this company. But that's what bothered me, man. Two great observations, man. Man, just noting how Cesaro is just going through the motions. Bruce, you know what I'm saying, his finisher, he didn't even take pride in that. And that's so sad, man, because this was more about the drama of him throwing the fucking strap in Sheamus's face than being one of the all-time greats and a young, promising who's not even up and coming, man. He's not even that young anymore, Cesaro. He's a made man in this business by now. And, you know, just the way they booked him, that's not how he comes across. But between someone of Cesaro's stature and RVD's lineage in the wrestling profession, this is you just throw this in real quick here because we just need some drama around this. Are you fucking kidding me, man? If you like wrestling, if y'all motherfuckers like wrestling, you should be appalled by this. If y'all motherfuckers are into the drama and the entertainment, then I guess this is served up for you, man. This is what the shit they serving up for you. This is not what they serving up. They not serving this shit up for me, old school motherfucker like me or Bruce. They not serving this up for someone like Adam, who came up loving the WCW back during the Monday Night Wars. This isn't somebody like Mad Jizza, who is about wrestling, who's about actual wrestling, whether it's Puroso, strong style, MMA style, whatever, you know what I'm saying, who's really into this shit because of the art. This isn't for him. So who is it for? What is this type of match for? It's for the entertainment lovers. And I'm not one of them, man.
And to note, I don't think RVD and Cesaro have great chemistry either. I think that plays a part into it because anytime they've been in the ring, you expect things to happen, even with RVD at this age and with Cesaro being who he is, and it just doesn't happen. So I just don't think they have great chemistry. But
yeah, but haven't we been saying that about Cesaro with a couple of shits lately, man? Like the chemistry just been off. He is going through the motions, but then again, you look at some of the guys he's in the ring with. It has a lot to do with it too because they hold him back. Like when he's out there with Sheamus and he's not as held back, he puts on some really good matches. When he's out there with a guy like a Ziggler, you know, he puts on good matches. And Orton back when he was wrestling Orton, and he's going through the motions. He's just not interested right now. And I think
what's he gonna do? They're giving him like a 3-minute match.
Yeah. Right. I don't think he's just disinterested in the storylines. I think he's disinterested in the actual wrestling.
Right.
And you hear this a lot of times where guys start to lose the love for wrestling, and then what happens with a lot of them is they go wrestle in another company and they regain that love. You know, that's what it takes sometimes for guys. And
it's garbage. They imagine being Cesaro and they go up to you and say, "All right, Antonio, tomorrow we're gonna give you a #1 contenders match, and it's gonna last 3 minutes.
Yep.
Have fun." You know, I mean, of course he's not gonna be motivated.
Oh, yeah, and Grit's points about the belt, this is where the whole them trying to force a heel and a face on you thing is complete bullshit. Because the drama and all of that shit, you can have all of the shit, the storylines and all of that you want, but at the end of the day, it should be revolved around winning that belt. I don't give a fuck if it's two faces, two heels, heel versus face, tweener versus whoever. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, it should be about two guys trying to get to that belt. If there's any other drama involved in between, fine. It just adds to it. But at the end of the day, it should be about the belt. So if you got like a face and a heel and they're going for the belt, okay, fuck it. Maybe one guy says, you know what, I've never liked you anyways. I've always wanted to beat your ass. And you know what? It'd be fun to do it on my way to winning the belt. Instead of, you know, all of this drama, he did this shit to me, and he kicked my dad in the face, and he kicked my cat's milk over. All of this extra bullshit they doing means nothing. Like, it should always revolve around the belt. And that's the one thing that wrestling has not progressed in. Well, mainstream American wrestling has not progressed in compared to other wrestling around the world and to other sports. I mean, fuck. If you put two of the biggest faces in MMA, two of the most liked people in MMA against each other, nobody gives a fuck about the storyline. They just want to see the fight. You put two of the biggest heels or bad guys in MMA against each other, you're excited because it's two badass motherfuckers going to whoop each other ass. Same in boxing. It applies to even fucking sports with basketball. Everybody would love to watch the finals where they're, you know, two of their favorite teams are playing against each other. You know, it shouldn't matter if it's a heel or a face. It should be, do you like this guy or not? And if you do, support him. If you don't, then boo him. Fuck. You know, at the end of the day, it should all revolve around that belt. That gold is all that matters. And that's one of the reasons why I think Bruce really likes the Royal Rumble, why I like it, because it always, even though it always comes down to like a heel and a face at the end, but during the match, there are no heels and faces really. It's everybody for themselves. And WWE is stuck on this fucking way of doing things. Like, even when they have a fucking tournament or whatever, after the first person wins, you can see the entire tournament mapped out because it's always going to be heel versus face. First round, second round, third round, it's always going to be heel versus face. Why can't we get a face versus a face match? Why can't we get a heel versus a heel match? What's so wrong with having two badasses go in there, two people who are beloved by the fans go in there and duke it out for the title?
That's a great lead into the tag team segment we're going to talk about later.
And real quick, talking about the U.S. title, I remember back in the day you had two guys fighting for the No. 1 contender for the U.S. title in a best of 7, Chris Benoit and Booker T. You know, and they was doing that to face Fit Finlay for the U.S. strap. Why can't we have shit like that now? You know. I remember that, just the shit I've grew up with, you know, with that belt, with certain belts that they've had and fucking destroyed the history of, in my opinion, is a fucking joke now. You know, just like, I knew when it was RVD, Cesaro, we all up here knew fucking Cesaro was going over, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just, they need to get rid of the U.S. title too. That belt does not relate to them whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the way how proudly Steve Austin wore that belt, or I mean, or DDP, you know, it's unbelievable. So moving on, we get Paige against, great points, guys. We get Paige against Natalya next, and it was another throwaway match with Paige and Natalya. How many more times are you gonna have them fucking wrestle? By the way. Feels like I was just talking about this on the site about their match on SmackDown. But, because I was. But, you know, the WWE has thrown away all creativity with AJ Lee and Paige. And I could hear an apologist say, oh, come on, look, they're doing the crazy thing. There's no creative behind AJ Lee and Paige. No. They're just throwing shit together. I think these two young ladies deserve much better than this, personally. If you look at this match, this Paige and Natalya match, you saw in this match that lasted less than 3 minutes, because that's the way WWE does things, you saw in this match that lasted less than 3 minutes that these two have so much more to offer in the ring together than what you get to see. It's a fucking 3+ hour show, for crap's sakes. Can we get some fucking matches?
Watch their match in NXT. It was an amazing. It was probably the best women's match WWE's had up until the Charlotte and Natalya match.
Oh, I love that Charlotte and Natalya match.
That was the Natalya Paige was the best women's match WWE had in years up until that Charlotte and Natalya match. Like, it was really, really good, and I still think it's up for debate which match was better. But they deserve better, man. And the booking for this is all wrong. Paige right now should be the badass heel tweener, and AJ should be the underdog babyface in the whole situation. It would just work so much better. Logically, it makes a shitload more sense with the way AJ Lee can take a bump and sell, and Paige with her whole character. They just don't give a fuck. One week one's face and the other one's heel. It's vice versa the next week and week after that shit. They just keep flip-flopping them, and who can... I don't give a fuck about heel or face, personally, but when it comes to the sports entertainment fans who care about that and who try to invest in the characters, how can you invest in that shit?
You can't.
It's garbage. The only way they could have saved that segment, I mean, the after the match, the whole confrontation they had, would have been if there would have been, like, you know, girl-on-girl action with a, you know, lesbian kiss.
Oh, there was. Let me get to that. There was. You guys may not have noticed it. Let me get to that in a second. You know, like I said, though, unfortunately, the WWE does not believe in showcasing their best female talents on their most watched show. They could give a fuck. They're more interested in featuring women from that dumb, scripted reality TV show, which I would never watch that show. Fuck that show. Fuck that show. I mean, I wouldn't be caught dead watching that crap. But that's literally who they feature, are women from that show. Okay? They're preoccupied with that. This is not a wrestling company. They don't even use the word wrestling anymore. But Paige went over with the Paige Turner. We deserved a much better match than that. You know, that's the frustrating thing, is that WWE has so much fucking potential. And that's the thing that people miss. When we sit here and we're like, oh, this sucked, that sucked. But we all agree they've got the pieces in place. This is not a chessboard with checker pieces on it. They have got the players to make a very interesting product. But they don't give a fuck about wrestling. The match was 2 minutes and 53 seconds. What else is new? That's actually longer than usual for a Divas match, unless it involves a Bella. But so AJ Lee comes out after the match. She distracts Paige. Natalya hits a pseudo discus clothesline on her. AJ Lee gets in the ring. She starts telling Paige, oh, you know, you said we were frenemies, blah, blah, blah. You said you loved me. And she's like, I know you were being sincere, but not as sincere as I am. She ends up hugging Paige. And then, my friends, what we got next was a Nickelodeon lesbian sex scene. That's what this was. It was a Nickelodeon lesbian sex scene. She kissed her on the fucking hand. I mean, my gosh, you got Adam Rose grabbing crotch, spanking ass, doing all this other shit with men, but you, God forbid, you get a real lesbian scene with the women.
It's too much, man. It's too much. Not in this era. Can't have that. You know, and despite over the years, despite that we've seen less skin and less sexuality displayed from these divas, despite all that, the diva division is more disrespected than it's ever been. You know, I know there's some guys in the comments that come out here and they think we disrespect the divas, and when we talk about how we would like to do certain things to them. But in all honesty, we respect the divas 100 times more than the WWE does. It's a joke how they treat them over there. These two, like this match in particular, you got these two divas that can go. We know they can go. They have a track record. And talented. What do? You give them a match that doesn't even last 3 minutes long. It's the diva division is an afterthought. It's an absolute shame to the women's wrestling division, but they don't care. I mean, they rather promote total crap, man.
You see, and you hit it on the head when you mentioned the two wrestlers that were in this match. Natalya, she's a female wrestler. She's from, her pedigree speaks alone. You know what I'm saying? Who her dad was, who the family, the foundation that she runs with, pun intended. You know what I mean? So, Paige, it's in her bloodstream too. Her mom's is a Mad Jizza could go into that better than I can. Her mom's is a maid bitch. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect when I use that word. Her mom's is a maid bitch out there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's in her blood. And homegirl started when she was, how young did she start? 16 or some shit, Paige, man?
Probably was even younger than that. She was training with her brothers and dad.
Yeah, man. So she paid her dues coming up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a throwaway match. For what? For the drama. Once again, for what? For the drama. You got two great female wrestlers. Like Bruce says, it's not potential. They have a wealth of resources. They have the. It's like being in a country that has all the natural resources for the healthiest food, but everybody's starving. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this company is about. Motherfuckers who are starving for real wrestling can't get it, and it's sitting right there on the shelf for you, man. So they use it to tell a story, not a story in the ring, which is the shit I grew up watching. Motherfuckers telling a story in the ring with the wrestling. They use the wrestling as a backdrop to tell the drama. And I'm always gonna, Bruce, this is your term, subscribe to the notion that this shit really popped off during the Attitude Era in this company. Not just late 90s wrestling, because overall it wasn't about that bullshit in ECW or even WCW, the way they were doing certain things. No, during the Attitude Era, which was all a marketing scheme by the WWF at the time, all right, that was their marketing campaign, the Attitude Era, when they coined that phrase. Vince even had a commercial for it. You know what I'm saying? They started this, and it became so popular. That was the second biggest boom period the WWF ever had, which resurrected them as a company. So they've just adhered to this way of thinking when it comes to this soap opera bullshit more than ever. And we have to suffer for it, and then we're called the guys who just want to complain and criticize, and we're old farts, and when no, man, y'all don't fucking understand what we watched it become, and it's more frustrating. Shout out to my homegirl Gabby Parker on Twitter. This is a young lady, man, who's beyond knowledgeable when it comes to female wrestling. Shimmer, Shine, whatever have you, the indie scene.
Represent the Dirty Glove too.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Boy,
we're cheerleader Melissa, Evilise, you know what I'm saying? And Evilise, wasn't she down at NXT?
She was on Tough Enough. And then she was down in FCW. And then she was on TNA Gut Check.
And nobody knew what to do with her. A part of me thinks it's because Homegirl's so real. She was like, fuck this. I'd rather stay on the indie scene and do
I've heard
my
stuff
way.
about her attitude. But
you know what I'm saying? And so shout out to a young lady like Gabby Parker who understands what women's wrestling is about. Not this divas bullshit. And like I said, I'm shouting her out because she's young and she wasn't brainwashed by this company like so many people are to turn into the reality TV show and strike a Bella pose and all a Brie mode and all this fuck shit that this company pumps into young people's minds. They warp their minds, man. They turn them into WWE sheep and zombies so that what they want to do is feed off of the drama and the soap opera shit, not the wrestling. But believe it or not, if there's young ladies watching this shit, man, especially the younger ones, man, there is real women's wrestling out there for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I said, man, Jizza, I know they're your people's leader and Trish, but like I said, go.
Oh, they not the. I wouldn't even call them the greatest of all time.
No. Maybe in this company.
This company, yes, but you already know where it is, bro.
All right, Manami Toyota,
Bull Nakano, Aja Kong,
Megumi Kudo,
Jaguar Yokota.
Thank you.
Crush Gals, the Jumping Bomb.
The Jumping Bomb Angel,
come on,
which did work in this WWF. Listen, young female fans, man, check out old FMW women's matches from the 90s. Search that shit up on YouTube. It's out there. You will be fucking amazed by some of this shit,
or
man.
AJPW, All Japan Pro Wrestling for women's
yes, man.
I mean, fuck.
It's out there, man.
Like, literally, I seen Aja Kong and Manami Toyota doing shit that wasn't even done at ECW yet in that point. We're talking man. Late 80s with the fucking table spots outside of the ring.
Moonsaults. Listen. You had females. You had little 5'4" petite Asian women doing moonsaults to someone laying on a table outside of the ring, man. All right?
A no-hand springboard to
come on,
to the table. What?
Listen to me, man.
Manami Toyota missile drop kicking motherfuckers to the outside, taking the back bump on that shit.
Don't y'all understand? So we're not sitting up here just complaining because I know Paige is willing to do some shit. I know Natalya is willing to do some shit. I think AJ Lee, when she was part of that tag team, they were called the Chick Busters or some shit.
Her and Caitlyn.
Her and that blonde chick. AJ Lee has no problem putting in some work. You know what I'm saying? And it's so disrespectful when you got these fucking Phil Brooks marks out there chanting his fucking name. Shout out to the dude who was chanting JBL. While motherfuckers was sitting there chanting CM Punk, there's a couple of motherfuckers chanting JBL. Thank you, man. That's the kind of shit that I love, man. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. Because AJ deserves so much better than that. She shouldn't be gaining recognition because of who she's blowing cock for in the bedroom at night. She should be gaining recognition because of the dude she paid. But the way this company has booked her as the crazy chick, and now her and Paige, this is some crazy shit. No, it can't just be two of the greatest, female wrestlers in the company. No, they can't be booked that way. And that's what I'm saying. It's not about us complaining and none of that shit. We want y'all to open up your eyes and see what's there, man. We want y'all to open up and understand. If y'all see what wrestling is about, y'all will probably feel the same way as us. Why the fuck aren't you letting these people wrestle, man? Why the fuck aren't you letting? You got 3 hours of this shit.
Let me put it this way: you guys are bringing up great female wrestlers on TNA Impact, which, by the way, people, they say what they say about TNA, but whatever. TNA for 2+ months has been putting on consistent wrestling shows. I just watched Gail Kim. Speaking of great female wrestlers.
Oh, I watched that.
That spot,
the
Bruce,
fucking
that spot.
kryptonite crunch off the top rope on the chair. Fuck.
Dude, she pulled a good match out of Angelina Love, who's garbage.
Bro, I've been saying this, bro. Gail Kim is the motherfucking truth, bro. I've been telling y'all this. I don't give a fuck what y'all say about Taryn Terrell, bro. Gail Kim pulls matches out of everybody's ass.
Taryn Terrell has different qualities.
Bruce, I had so many
Terrell ain't had a good match without Gail. Gail is the one Gail is a better worker than a lot of men out here in
Grits,
these
Grits, you can relate to this, Grits. Come on.
Yes.
We get easily distracted by Taryn Terrell.
Very easily.
That's fine and dandy. But Gail Kim is the motherfucking truth. I don't give a fuck. Nobody tell me. Gail Kim is the truth.
Yep.
No, but the thing is, Taryn Terrell's willingness to do certain spots with Gail.
Oh, no, I'll give her credit for doing the spot she does. But let's just be real here. Ain't been no good women's matches in TNA unless Gail Kim is in them.
Gail Kim has carried that fucking
Let's just be real about it. I mean, I give Taryn Terrell all the credit in the world for taking the spot she did. But Gail Kim is the constant.
He's carried the Knockouts division for the last 2, almost 3 years, beyond a shadow of a doubt. But like Bruce was alluding to, when I saw that match was booked for Hardcore Justice, I had my reservations. I had my doubts. I was like, oh, fuck, Angelina. Why are they booking Gail Kim with
go
this?
back to the Madison Rain Cage match.
Listen, after seeing her pull that match out of Angelina Love, Gail Kim is hands down, she's #1 right now. As far as mainstream professional wrestling in America, Gail Kim got the fucking crown, man. Because exactly like you were alluding to, Bruce, there was no way I thought she could give us that good of a match working with Angelina Love. I just didn't believe it, man.
I got a question for Bruce and Grits real quick.
No.
Have you guys ever seen a ladies wrestler blade?
I know where Adam's going with this.
Yes. They do it. They used to do it in Japan often.
Yeah.
Over here, y'all remember that organization, Glow, man?
Yes. I'm trying to think mainstream America.
Yeah.
The only one that people bring up is the Lita one, but I don't think she bladed. I think she was legit bust open.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I know where Adam's going with this, though. I know exactly where Adam's going.
If you used to watch that show Glow, it used to come on, man. They used to blade on there, and them excuse my language, ladies, but them bitches on that show was motherfucking savages.
Oh, yeah.
They was in it to win it. They used to do some crazy spots. They used to take poundings or whatever have you. But go ahead, Adam.
I seen somebody just put the name in the comment section too. I know exactly.
Go ahead, MG. Go ahead.
Candice LeRae.
Oh, yes.
No. She did the one gut check match. She did the one match against Gail Kim when Gail Kim was having the open tournament thing or whatever. She was the blonde chick that they watered down severely.
World's cutest tag team chick.
Yeah, PWG 11. She was in a fucking guerrilla warfare match with the Young Bucks, and she bladed. If you just go look up the pictures of Candice LeRae PWG 11. I mean, her face. She Ric Flaired that shit, bro. Ric Flaired that shit. Is literally, I have the DVD, and literally the DVD on the face of it is her bloody face. Like, she went for it. And TNA turned her down. WWE hasn't even given her a call. But the point I was about to make is, the most disappointing part about WWE is you look up and down the roster from developmental to the main event, they have the potential to give you at least 2 or 3 4-star matches every night in pay-per-view with that roster they have. At least. With a couple of 5-star matches here and there with the talent that they have. I mean, Bruce, you know guys in NXT from Kalisto to a Sami Zayn. Now they got guys like Steen, Devitt. You got guys who have yet to debut like a Solomon Crow, and you got a Willie Mack down there. Fuck Drake Younger. They're using him as a fucking referee, which is crazy to me. They have so much talent. I mean, even with the women's talent right now is fucking loaded down there with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and I think Sasha Banks is very underutilized. And then you go to the main roster. Rollins and Ambrose can pull a 5-star match. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They could easily pull a 5-star match if given the opportunity. Sheamus, I think, could pull one with the right guy. You got guys, it was Cesaro's another guy. You got guys like Orton who can work his fucking ass off. This roster, Bray Wyatt, I mean, from Daniel Bryan, even though he's not there right now, they all up and down this roster, they have 4.5, 5-star match potential. They can give you at least 2 4-star matches on every show if they wanted to. But they don't.
Nope.
And I forgot to mention Ziggler. I can't leave out Ziggler because Ziggler is definitely in that category too. But, I mean, it's ridiculous they won't give it to you.
Nope.
But no, Bruce Blitz and his cronies are the guys who just complain and complain and complain.
No, whatever. Yeah, just turn the other cheek, take the high road. You know, a lot of people enjoy what we do, so whatever.
This real quick before you go on. This segment was about a Divas match, and we had nothing to fucking talk about it. And look at the tangents we had to go off into to talk about women's wrestling after seeing the Divas match, man.
Yeah, because we know that Paige and Natalya could have fucking ripped shit tonight.
Oh, they could have easily pulled a 4-star women's match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you even saw it in that little bit of time. Dude, you even saw it in that little bit of time that they had. Mm-hmm. They popped out some crisp moves.
Mm-hmm. But this goes to the point, Bruce, you noticed this when you started reviewing NXT. The women's wrestling down in NXT is far superior to the main roster. And, I mean, fuck, Paige and Emma pulled out an amazing match over the women's title when they first debuted it. Natalya and Paige pulled off an amazing match. Charlotte and Natalya. I mean, they got people like Alexa Bliss down there. I mean, fuck.
Alexa Bliss is the shit, dude.
I mean, they have so much talent on this roster from top to bottom, from developmental to the main roster, and it's ridiculous that they just can't book shit right or even give us good wrestling.
It's simple. I mean, we could disagree with the booking because everybody has their taste. But, I mean, you're talking about a first hour of Raw, which had 15 minutes and 35 seconds of actual wrestling, with the rest being commercials and yapping. You know, that's what it comes down to, is this company just does not invest enough time in their wrestling. They just don't. So, next we get this memorial for Dean Ambrose with Kane. Well, I'm thinking, okay, something different for the WWE. All right, I'm down with that. Kane says this is not a mourning for the departed, but it's a celebration for the future with the Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. And I said to myself, so it's just going to be a regular promo. So scratch what I said about it being something different. So Seth Rollins comes out, and he just basically cuts a promo. It was just a glorified way to get to a promo. He said he was the leader of the most dominant group in the history of the WWE, The Shield. He says, by the way, LOD 2000, I don't give a fuck. They were a shell of themselves. But Sonny and that gear, come on now, guys. Come on, fellas. Okay. But he says he handpicked Dean Ambrose to be in the Shield because pain and fear were never a factor for him. He calls Ambrose a courageous fighter. He says but what he proved last week is that the authority always wins. Rollins says he wants to look back at the match that the fans chose as Dean Ambrose's demise. Like, he's blaming it on the fans. That was the storyline. Rollins says, that he wants to look at basically look at what happened. They replay the highlights of the main event from last week. And then back to the promo. Rollins speculates as to Ambrose's mindset as he crushed his skull, channeling his inner Randy Orton there. He says, it's no secret that those cinder blocks weren't out there by accident. He says the headache that Ambrose will have for the rest of his life is no accident either. He calls Ambrose's career a tragedy. For the record, the main event last week compared to the main event this week, night and day. Like I said at the top of the video, literally fell asleep during the main event. That's why this started late. He says what if Dean Ambrose had known his place? What if he recognized Rollins' superiority and just walked away when he had the opportunity? He said the real tragedy in all of this is we're never going to know the answers to these what-ifs, because it's highly unlikely that you will ever see Dean Ambrose again. He's filming a movie. He'll be back. He says he's the one who created the Shield, and he is the one who has destroyed the Shield. And then Jumpin' Roman Reigns' music hits. So Roman Reigns comes down to the ring. Reigns gets over the barricade. He trades punches with Kane, sends Kane into the ring steps, which, by the way, Kane did not even remotely try to take those ring steps. It looked terrible. It's awkward. So Reigns and Rollins start fighting in the ring. Reigns sends Rollins into the podium, picks up the podium and hits Rollins with it. Reigns misses a clothesline going into the corner, but then pops out of the corner and hits Rollins with the clothesline, sets up the spear, and Kane pulls Rollins out of the ring. Okay, did anybody catch the key thing we should analyze from this segment? First of all, good promo from Seth Rollins, but Roman Reigns not getting the reaction he was. Fans, yeah. Fans, someone put a trampoline on the Roman Reigns bandwagon, and they are leaping off that motherfucker. You even heard some boos.
Mm-hmm.
So, I gave Roman Reigns a grace period, and the VIPers know that I pretty much went in on Roman Reigns on the SmackDown review on the site. I've tried to hold judgment, tried to wait. I thought him and Orton put on a good match at SummerSlam, considering the circumstances of him being the Green Factor Professional Wrestling. Clearly, Orton carried that match.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
I don't want to hear Roman Reigns talk ever again. I am done with listening to this clown talk. I mean, the guy sucks on the mic. He absolutely sucks. And I know some of you are Roman Reigns fans. Like I always say with other wrestlers, don't let me convince you otherwise. Be a Roman Reigns fan. But at the end of the day, I don't like the guy on the mic. He has no charisma. There is no charisma to this guy. There is no salient entertainment value to anything that he says, the way that he says, the way he delivers his lines. Oh yeah, the WWE clearly overscripts promos and things of that nature, and they come off as being dry. But at the end of the day, this dude has zero chance of ever getting over with a microphone in his hand. The only thing that he really did to get over with the mic is he went at Cena sideways. That's it. And in the ring, they have clearly handed him these moves that he's using. There are obvious filler moves he could be using. Oh, wait a minute. You know, he did a different move tonight. He did a side suplex on the ring apron. Yay. The fucking guy is not good. Okay? And I'm not going to put all the blame on him. I put the blame on him on the mic. He's terrible with the microphone in his hand. In the ring, they have turned him in to a 5 moves of doom wrestler. That's what they have turned him into. In no way am I saying that this guy's as bad as Cena, because Cena's been shoved down our throat for way too long to put Roman Reigns on that platform. But this Roman Reigns thing is not going to work. It's not going to work. They're trying to build up Lesnar to feed Lesnar to him, allegedly. But at the end of the day, if the guy can't get himself over on the mic, which he can't, he's got to get himself over in the ring. And when you send him out there every week and he's doing the same jumping clotheslines, same punches, his punches are good, the same Samoan drop, the same apron drop kick, and the same fucking spear, it's not going to work. He's got to do more moves. The guy needs to be using at least 10 to 12 different moves every time he's in the ring. He can sell. He can bump. But his offensive moveset sucks. He doesn't even throw a suplex. He doesn't even do a body slam. He doesn't even do a fucking arm drag. He doesn't even do a fucking hip toss. Vertical suplex, body slam, hip toss, arm drag. He doesn't even do a snapmare takeover. He doesn't even do a headlock takedown. I mean, this guy does nothing. And, yeah, I would still like to see him supplant Cena because anybody's better than Cena except for maybe Adam Estrogen or Fandango or a Tyler Breeze. Sorry, MG. I never got on that bandwagon. Tyler Breeze is fucking garbage. He has no offensive moveset, and he could shove his selfies up his ass. But at the end of the day, if this company doesn't fucking wake up and realize that they need to have Roman Reigns do more than punches, clotheslines, an apron dropkick, and a spear in a hair flip, I mean, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. Dean Ambrose has gotten himself over. At this point, Dean Ambrose should be the guy. Not Roman Reigns. At this point, based on what we've seen, Dean Ambrose is connecting with the crowd. Roman Reigns is losing a connection with the crowd. They've done everything for this guy. Like Matt Genius said, they protected him. They allowed him to keep the Shield music. He's still coming to the ring through the crowd. They're booking him as a superhero. They're doing everything for the guy, and he's losing the fans for two reasons. He does the same fucking moves every week, and it's not a diverse collection of moves, and he sucks on the mic. That's why he's losing the audience. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Period.
Bruce, you hit everything on the nose tonight. It's the same. This guy's matches are hella fucking boring, and they're getting more boring as the weeks go by. This is why it's like, holy fuck, this is the guy that they're gonna build up and protect until it's time for him to take the straps off of Brock. That can't be the fucking direction they're going in. When I watch this motherfucker, he's out there looking like fucking Sub-Zero now with his fucking Mortal Kombat costume on and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that whole Superman punch shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Yo, the motherfucker! I'm serious. He looks like somebody straight out of Mortal Kombat wearing that shit.
No, I'll give you. I'll one up you. I'll one up you for one, Skritz. You know what he looks like?
Ooh.
He looks like the results of what would happen if Glacier and Kevin Nash had a child.
You ain't lying. You are not fucking lying. You are not lying. Man on man, pregnant sex. That's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he's getting more boring to watch. He's getting more boring to listen to as the weeks go by. And it's almost excruciating to have to deal with this motherfucker. And it's sad because I was one of the ones when he was rolling with Ambrose and Rollins, man, that I was like, yo, I like the way this guy carry himself. And you can already see the spoiled child in him. You can already see that I don't have to work hard anymore. I don't have to hone this skill. I don't have to hone this craft. I've already noticed that in him like a few months ago. Like, yo, this guy's like, he's like, you think he got it like that already. I don't see that hunger in him anymore. When these three boys hit the scene, they were all hungry. My man, I call him fucking Moxley. Ambrose is still hungry. Rollins is still hungry. You know what I'm saying? Reigns is not hungry anymore. That hunger is gone from him. He's basically got that attitude. I got it. I got this shit. So maybe the workings are about him. You know, I'm not even gonna speak that plan out of my own fucking mouth. I can't even speak it because I see fuckboy Buckethead getting that record. You know what I'm saying? But if that is the master plan that they have, like then I see all the signs there, man. Especially in the way he's walking and carrying himself and all this shit. I mean, look at the fucking match that Ambrose and Rollins had, man. Like, come on, man. He should be involved in that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He should be earning his cred that way. He should be the motherfucker who's paying his dues so that he looks like the mega face, you know what I'm saying, who's been through hell and back and all that. But no, they're protecting him from injuries in that fashion. They're protecting him from looking weak or anything like that. Which back in the day, there was nothing wrong with that. We're seeing a guy getting his ass beat and overcome real odds and shit like that and go through torment and torture and then finally grab that fucking strap. You know what I'm saying? That's old school booking. But no, what they're gonna do, like Mad Jizza and you alluded to, Bruce, we're gonna fucking overprotect him until it's time. You know, we're not gonna ever let him look weak. We're not gonna let him take a clean loss or nothing like that. And that's not something that I can relate to. That's not something that real people can relate to. In real life, you take losses, man. In real life, you comes up short, man. In real life, sooner or later, you run into somebody that, fuck, I don't know how to deal with this motherfucker. That's real life, man. And you can relate to somebody like that, like a Austin, like a Macho Man. When I seen him come up, that WrestleMania 4 tournament, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit, man. Where you see somebody just got to come through shit. And they're not doing that with this motherfucker. He ain't got to go through anything. And it's shown in his mannerisms. It's shown in his lack of drive. And that's a scary fucking sign to me, Bruce. That's a scary fucking sign to me that he's already going into Cena mode, man. You know what I'm saying? At least Cena was perpetrating trying early on in his shit. You know, this motherfucker hasn't even got it yet, and he's already in Cena mode. I don't have to try for this shit. That is scary, y'all. This might be a harbinger because he's not fun to watch, man. You brought that up, and there's no other way to surmise this. He is not fun to watch, and the fans are giving their reaction. So you said that right now the network era and all this shit is about them giving us what we want. If people don't want Reigns, how much are they going to stick to this plan? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm curious to see.
They'll stick with it, but
I love the way he said that.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news here, but I caught this shit months ago. And everybody said I closed the book on Roman Reigns too early and that I had, I didn't know what I was talking about. He's cool. He's got the potential. And I was like, guys, I've watched Roman Reigns for 4 years now. He's the exact same wrestler. Like, nothing has changed about him in the ring outside of adding the spear and the Superman punch. He's the exact same wrestler. You even go watch his matches down in FCW. He worked the exact same matches. And at a certain point, we can't blame WWE anymore because they allow other guys to open up their movesets way more than they allow Roman Reigns to. Way more. We can go up and down the roster of even jobbers who have far more open moveset than Roman Reigns.
When someone cuts a promo, at the end of the promo, I don't want to say, what a dumbass. Mm-hmm. And I find myself saying that when this guy cuts promos.
I mean, I've literally been saying this exact same thing about Roman Reigns.
A bad sign was when they started going with Superman punch. Like, how generic of a fucking name can you give a fucking
This is him.
move?
And I think sometimes, as much as people like a guy, I think people need to realize guys have ceilings of how good they're going to be. And Roman Reigns, I think, is pretty close to his ceiling already. He probably only has a little bit more he can do in terms of becoming an overall better wrestler. Some guys just don't have it in the ring. Obviously, on the mic that just ain't gonna happen for him. He's just not a good talker, even outside of character. But in the ring, he only has a little further he can go. Some guys just don't have it. And I've always said this. I never wanted to see Reigns get elevated to the top at the expense of a Dean Ambrose and a Seth Rollins. I've said this from day one. And it's happening right now. Because you know what? Anytime there's a top guy in WWE, there is a ceiling. We can talk about the John Cena ceiling all day and how he's buried guys, but you look throughout history, anytime there's a top guy, there is always a ceiling. There was a Stone Cold Steve Austin ceiling. Because Stone Cold put no one over clean. As much as I love Stone Cold.
And he shouldn't have.
No, he shouldn't have. But there's always a ceiling where guys just can't get past it no matter how much you like them. There was a Hogan ceiling. There was a Bruno ceiling. There was a Shawn and Brett ceiling. There's always going to be a ceiling when it comes to top guys in WWE.
Yeah, but Shawn and Brett ended up putting guys over.
Shawn.
So did Brett.
Shawn ain't put nobody over clean.
Shawn put Austin over.
What? Okay, I'll give you that one, even though it was a fast 3 count by Tyson, but still, Undertaker had to threaten him.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. And then he came back and put a bunch of guys over, though.
Yeah, but that was when he wasn't the guy anymore.
That's true. But
So,
his reign as the guy, Cena's reign as the guy has been longer than everyone you named except Bruno.
I'm not saying Cena's isn't the worst, because we all know it's the worst, but I'm just saying there's always going to be that ceiling. So when Reigns is that guy, prepare to see all of these young up-and-comer talents we like not to surpass that Roman Reigns ceiling. As much as you like them, hate them, there's always going to be that Roman Reigns ceiling. And right now, you have a guy in Dean Ambrose who has connected with the fans. And the crazy part about it is he's an even better heel than he is face. He's a 3 times better heel than he is a face. And Rollins, same. He's a 3 times better face than he is a heel. And somehow in this whole scenario, Ambrose has turned into the most over guy that they have. Rollins has pretty much turned into the second biggest heel they have outside of Lesnar, just to be quite honest about it. And you got Roman Reigns being shoved down your throats already. And I called it exactly. I called it. I seen it coming from a million miles away. And the crazy part is, if you don't want Rollins as your top guy, I don't give a fuck what you do. There's nothing you're gonna be able to do to convince WWE to go otherwise. Because the only guy that's ever been able to get over enough to do that was Daniel Bryan. And Grits, I know you don't like Daniel Bryan and you don't like the whole Daniel Bryan thing and the.
He did whoop a dude's ass to try to break into his house.
But here's the thing about the Daniel Bryan thing that people don't understand about why they ended up going with Daniel Bryan. No, here's the thing. The reason the Daniel Bryan situation was different than anybody else's in recent memory, even Punk's, the fans were relentless. They didn't give a fuck who it was. If it wasn't Daniel Bryan, they didn't like it.
Oh, Dean Ambrose is going to get to that point.
He is. Well, not to the same point of Bryan, but he's got a real good shot because Ambrose is so fucking talented. Rollins is super talented as a face too, but the fans were relentless with the Daniel Bryan thing. Like, they really did not give a fuck if it wasn't Daniel Bryan. Like, it was to that point where it could be a Divas match and they're chanting Daniel Bryan. They just did not care. And as much as we like guys like a Ziggler and the fans chant for Ziggler, they're not relentless about Ziggler like they were about Daniel Bryan. They're not relentless about anybody else like they were Daniel Bryan. That's what made the situation so special.
Yep.
And it's not going to happen again.
WrestleMania 30 was a victory.
Yeah, and
temporary, but yeah.
It's just the way it's going to be. Fuck Seth Rollins and Ambrose, I'd much rather see them in the main event of a pay-per-view than any Reigns match.
Give them 22 minutes? Oh my gosh.
I've seen them have 30 in FCW, and they tore the fucking house down.
Of course they would. But here's the thing about Reigns that I'll say over Cena, because Cena set such a low bar, is that Reigns comes off as being more believable when he's throwing guys around, punching guys, and all that shit. When Cena does it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this guy's terrible. When Roman Reigns does it, it's like, okay, it's the same shit. Whereas with Cena, the difference is with Roman Reigns, it's the same shit. With Cena, it's just shit. That's the difference.
And at Mania, it's going to be too soon for Roman Reigns.
Well, I give Reigns credit. The one thing he's good at is selling. I give him credit for that. He's good at selling. I'll give him credit for that.
He's got the Rock's gene pool there, yeah.
Every other aspect, he's garbage to me. Garbage. And I've been telling you this is going to come, and it's coming sooner than I expected, because I thought it wasn't going to happen until Reigns had the belt for a while, and he was the guy, and then everybody would have seen what I was talking about. But you're starting to see it right now, and eventually it'll be that Roman Reigns glass ceiling. Somebody mentioned it in the comment section, the one that Punk talked about in the pipe bomb, the glass ceiling. It's on its way.
Yeah, it would.
Go ahead.
Real quick, Bruce. It would not surprise me by Royal Rumble if they call an audible on this. Have someone else win the Rumble besides Reigns.
Cesaro.
I like the look, but he doesn't have it in the ring.
Well,
he doesn't have the moveset. He can sell, like you guys say, he can sell. It's just the movesets he's got to develop.
And that was my contention. My contention was never that Reigns is good, and people, I don't know, people only hear what they want to hear.
No, you said I was closing the door on him too early, but
that was my stance. Was I'm going to keep an open mind about it because we haven't seen him in like a 15, 20-minute singles pay-per-view match. And then we saw him in the pay-per-view match, and he
wrestled the same 20-minute match he wrestled in 5 minutes.
He did.
It's the same exact match. And at this point, for Roman Reigns to be the next top guy, he wouldn't even be in the top 20 guys I would pay to watch in WWE. No. That's a problem.
I mean, he's got a lot of the things that they're looking for with the look. You know, and
here we
stuff
go
like
with the look.
That's what they look for.
Oh, of course, but fuck the look to me. I just want to see motherfuckers get in there and tear each other apart. I don't give a fuck if the guy looks like a beast or not. I mean, fuck. I always mention this guy, BJ Penn. Didn't look like he can whoop anybody's ass until he stepped in that motherfucking octagon and he tore people apart.
Roy Nelson.
Oh, fuck, Roy Nelson.
I mean, fuck. I mean,
and
that speaks to the point I was talking about earlier with the wrestling business kind of forcing heels and faces on you now. Fuck. Just let the people like who they like and hate who they hate.
Yeah.
Don't force it on you.
Well, that's Vince's MO.
You want to talk about looks, you can talk about our boy.
Alexa Bliss.
Boy. Kevin Steen, dude. He ain't got the typical look, but motherfucking can go.
Yeah, but I know Bruce is. Look, here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. I guarantee you, Kevin Steen is going to grow on Bruce because I have yet to meet a person who watches Kevin Steen on a regular basis who does not like him. The only people who don't like Kevin Steen are people who don't watch him regularly. Anybody who does likes the guy. I'm telling you, Bruce, it's going to happen.
I watched one match with him. I was sold. I'm like, all right, dude, I like him.
He won't play the game. If anybody out of that batch that you described will play the game, is going to be Prince Devitt. I could see him playing the game. You know, going as far, no pun intended, but as far as what Triple H wants and all that bullshit.
He's going to play the game.
I don't see Steen playing the game.
Steen's a really nice guy.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that he's not in it for all that glamour and glitz. Like that's where you can have me fucked up, man. The thing about Punk and Bryan, why I can't see them being transcendent, it's not so much about them not being a badass.
This dude's a buffet champion, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bryan and Punk, they weren't selfish enough. And when I say that, it was like Punk wanted that top spot because he had a message he wanted to convey. He wanted a platform for his voice to be heard. Daniel Bryan just wanted to be the best wrestler, and that in his mind was being at the top of the WWE. And he just wanted that as to be the pat he gave himself on the back. Look, I made it. Guys like Austin, Hogan, The Rock, their ambitions was much greater than that. And they had a very selfish mind frame when it came to that. But it was healthy for the company overall and for the business overall. But don't get it twisted. It was a very selfish mind frame. They all had their reasons. Hogan was in movies before he got to be Vince's golden boy. You know what I'm saying? Austin had a vendetta. Austin had a vendetta that no matter what, I want to be at the fucking top to show everybody who fucking doubted me in that other fucking company that what the fuck I got. He had a vendetta, and that sparked his selfish ambition. The Rock, you can see what he's doing now. He parlayed his wrestling career into the career he really wanted. Him failing being an NFL athlete, you know, coming from the U and all that shit. Trust me, he had plans of making it big, and that Hollywood lifestyle was already in his mind frame just from playing down there. I can tell you that. That's what he had in mind. So he parlayed his career into what it is now. Guys like CM Punk, guys like Daniel Bryan, you know, especially with that indie pedigree. Like I said, CM Punk, I get on him and all this shit, but it's not so much of him being a voice of voiceless. He was just a voice. And he's a man of conviction, and he wanted his voice to be heard. So for him to reach the top of the WWE, that was just his platform. That being his ambition didn't make him selfish enough to be that transcendent star. Daniel Bryan, he is all about the wrestling. He is a wrestler. He doesn't want to be anything else. He just wants to be the best wrestler. You understand what I'm saying? So when he got to the top, it's almost a ceiling they put on themselves because they're not selfish enough to take it anywhere else. They don't have that in them where they're like, all right, I want to be this and that. No, he's about the fucking wrestling, man. That's one thing Daniel Bryan may have a little bit of the edge over Punk. I just want it to be about the fucking wrestling. I want this is going to show everybody, yes, I made it to the top. And that was more for himself. That's only selfish shit for himself to be held in regard as the top wrestler. But as far as being movie stars and all that, they're not selfish enough in that regard. And when it comes to the next batch, I see that in Devitt. I don't see that selfish gene in Steen as far as playing the game to want to be selfish, to be bigger than himself or bigger than wrestling. I don't see that in him. So that's why I say, like, Reigns, I see that greedy shit in his eyes already, Bruce. I see that shit in his eyes already. Like you said with Cena, the motherfucker never developed because he didn't even have to. He didn't want to, and he didn't have to. With Reigns, Matt Jizzy, you touched on, they hit the same match for 4 years. He doesn't want to, and now he doesn't have to, which is a very bad sign. Adam, I don't know if they're going to call an audible on this because it's the fucking WWE. Yeah. There's a lot of conflicting thoughts and opinions we have on this matter, and this is what I fucking love. I hope we're nurturing all the young minds that's watching this, man. God bless you for this fucking shit, Bruce. You're doing some shit that nobody else in the fucking wrestling talk world, sports talk world had the fucking balls to do, man. And that's to give a fucking alternative. Y'all need to be happy this motherfucker does what he does, man.
Oh yeah. The thing about a lot of these guys you're mentioning now, though, like, the WWE doesn't hold the same weight that it did back in the day where getting to the top of the WWE meant the world. Where, like, now you got guys who've wrestled in New Japan and wrestled in ROH and PWG and all these other promotions around the world, and that holds a lot more weight to these guys nowadays because WWE just isn't as prestigious as it once was. You know, and that has an effect on it. Like, I'm pretty sure if you ask Daniel Bryan what was his proudest moment of his career, publicly he'll probably say winning the WWE belt, but truthfully he'll probably say wrestling somebody in Japan or winning the ROH title or something like that, because WWE just doesn't hold the same value that it once had, and that has a lot.
It holds a bigger paycheck.
Yeah, it holds a bigger paycheck, and it has a lot to do with the way they book things and the way that they run their whole ship there and everything. But it's just not the same.
By the way, I want to make it very clear that I troll MG about Kevin Steen. So, Kevin Steen fans, relax.
Yeah. MG, what was Kevin Steen's answer to that exact same question about the proudest moment?
Oh, Kevin Steen said the proudest moment of his career was when he put over Jay Briscoe for the title in ROH.
Well,
that was his proudest moment. And to tell you what type of guy Kevin Steen is, that's the dude you never hear a wrestler say that. Put over another dude for the title. That was the best moment of his career. Never.
Well, here's to finish up this Roman Reigns thing. Like I said, people were mistaking my analysis for thinking the guy was going to be good. All I was saying is I identified what I thought was, I shit on the guy almost every week. You know, I don't know how that's been missed. Where he practically make fun of every promo he's ever cut. But the thing I was saying was he needs to add the filler moves, and I think he can get better on the mic. After Adam did the SmackDown review with me on my website, and Adam, you'll tell him, you can vouch for the non-VIP members, I shit all over Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And the reason being is I'm watching SmackDown and I listen to this dude try to talk. And I'm like, that's it, I'm done. Fuck it. I'm not waiting anymore. I was holding out hope that this was going to get better. The guy has no fucking charisma, and you can't teach charisma to steal a Enzo Amore line, MG.
I knew you were going to like him. Oh, come on, bro.
This big cast, he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. But no, you can't teach charisma. He just does not have it, and that's not going to change. It's crazy because here, let me give you an example that I used in the SmackDown review. Batista, an extremely charismatic guy away from the wrestling business. The dude has a ton of charisma and a cool factor about him. You hand him a mic and ask him to cut a promo, and that shit disappears. I mean, it does. It's like fucking. It's a Houdini act. It's gone. But someone like Roman Reigns, no charisma on the mic with the wrestling, and no charisma away from the wrestling business. That's why I say he has no chance. This guy is a meathead. I'm telling you, folks, give up hope on this dude ever becoming good on the mic. It's not going to happen. You can tell me I was wrong in 2 years if it happens, but I really believe not going to happen. And then in the ring, he's restricted. That's what the WWE does with guys. He's restricted. No, we just want you using those moves because we're going to have you use these moves in the video game. You know, it's done. I mean, I've seen these moves a million times now. I need something different.
The video game is perfect for him. You got 4 buttons you need to push, and that's all the moves he has. I mean, fuck.
Yeah. MG, they need a hair flip button, too.
Yeah.
Just use one of the triggers. Like, fuck, we played a game with Roman Reigns, and, like, 8 of the buttons don't even work because there's nothing to fill them with.
Well... And I want to thank Grits for the compliment. I see people in the you guys know me. I'm not really big on taking that kind of... I still try to keep it humble.
You can send me the compliments, though.
Oh, yeah, Grits MG will take them.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so let's move on. So that's where I am at Roman Reigns right now. I'm at my wit's end.
Believe that.
Yeah, believe that. You need to use more moves, motherfucker. But... All right, so we see Goldust and Stardust backstage. They talk about their opportunity tonight. Their destiny is calling out to them. Can you hear it? Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to this. Stardust talks about the stars aligning. He talks about becoming tag team champions tonight, and the galaxy's going to erupt. Yeah, it's going to erupt, yeah.
Tell you what, the Vince is erupting backstage when he's watching this shit.
Ah, yeah, Kane. The VIPers will get that inside joke, but Goldust says they will never forget the names.
Wait, it disconnected.
Yeah, of Goldust and Stardust. Yeah, so, okay. Oh, yeah, look at the makeup, yeah. Yeah.
Like hey, Sting, run.
Fucking weirdo. So we get the Usos against Goldust and Stardust, WWE Tag Team Championship match. I knew there's no chance the championships are changing hands here. By the way, the Usos are athletic guys. They can go in the ring. They've had a lot of good matches. I can't stand the commentary during their matches. Oh, we're having fun. Uso crazy. Fuck you. Oh, flying Uso. Fuck you. I mean, that's honestly how I feel when I'm watching this shit, you know? But, so WWE came away from their perpetual, which means ever-flowing, intelligence-fication, and decided, hey, I came up with the tag team name. It's extremely creative, Vince. You're gonna like this. Yeah, what is it? Yeah. We've got the tag team name for Cody and Dustin. Okay? It's gonna be Golden Stardust.
wait, that face.
That's a tag team name? Golden Stardust is the best you could come up with, motherfucker?
The face you made when you said that shit.
I mean, they could have at least gone with, like, Dusty Rhodes.
The Dust Brothers. I thought that was their name before.
It sounds like a vacuum cleaner company, but, you know...
Sounds better than Golden Dust.
Yeah, Golden Stardust. What? What about Dust Rhodes? Something? No, Golden Stardust. Wow! Yeah, that's creative. Yeah. You know, come on, man. This wrestling match itself was cheap as fuck. The finish was cheap as fuck. Let me ask the guys, ladies and gentlemen watching this video, the guys in the panel, do you remember when Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes were wrestling in consistently good matches every week? You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. It was, a handful of months ago. And it was like, well, you can count on these guys to come out and have a good match. What the fuck happened to that? But it's the booking, too. This match was so vanilla. It was so frustrating to me. Goldust and Stardust went over when Jey Uso got counted out, selling a knee injury. All right, Jey, yeah.
He's always selling a knee injury. Shit.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
No. Your knee hurts, yeah. And, you know, he's outside the ring. He's selling a knee injury. First of all, 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the match, we get a commercial break. Enough with the fucking commercials. We actually got 4 minutes and 42 seconds of actual TV time in this tag team championship match. Folks, I'm telling you, they could end up falling off the map this week. I don't know. If TNA sucks this week, I'll say it. But for the last 9 weeks, TNA has put on wrestling shows that's blowing away the wrestling on Raw. Check it out. It's on Wednesday nights now. For those of you who are hungry for some mainstream American wrestling on free TV, folks, I don't get paid by TNA. I mean, I don't give a fuck about TNA at the end of the day. They're not even, I mean, TNA isn't in my top 3, top 4, top 5 eras of a professional wrestling business. I consider myself an ECW guy. Loved WCW. Loved different eras of both WCW and the WWF. You know, I get nothing out of telling you to watch TNA other than if you're someone looking for good wrestling, give it a shot. They've been really good right now. And,
Watch it now before it gets bad again.
Exactly. Exactly. Before it falls off the fucking cliff, which is inevitably going to happen eventually.
After BFG, you know it.
Oh, shit.
You got another month and a half of this shit, and then it's gone.
Yeah. So make sure to watch it while you can. But then all of a sudden, after the count out, it was really weird. Goldust starts accusing the Usos of taking the count out on purpose to save their titles. I'm like, huh? And then Goldust, or should I say Golden Stardust, stupid fucking name. How fucking stupid is that? They attack the Usos, they take them out, and this was a heel turn? Was this supposed to be a heel turn? You know, I don't know, because I guess this it wasn't even an extensive attack, was the WWE's way of trying to establish them as heels, potentially, because you can't have baby faces against baby faces, no. You know, I mean, come on. Why couldn't it be just two babyface tag teams going at each other? Why? It makes no sense. It just kind of had to turn, and it was a weak heel turn at that, if it was a heel turn. I sat there at the end of it and I went, oh my gosh, Raw is fucking horrible tonight. I had already been thinking that earlier, but this was confirmation. Because I'm like, oh, Usos against, you know, the Rhodes brothers, you know, tag team match. This is going to be a good match. We're going to get some good athletic spots. It's going to be entertaining. And then after this match, I said, fuck. Everything is terrible. They half-assed it. Now, I've given Raw a lot of positive ratings throughout the year, but tonight completely felt like a show where they completely half-assed the show. It was a half-assed show. It was all about Cena. It was Monday Night Cena again, hence the title. But, oh my gosh, what the fuck? Golden Stardust! Golden Stardust, that's the tag team name. That's almost as bad as Ryback.
Like, I knew this shit was bad, like, because I stopped watching when the Stardust thing even came about, and then, like, I was chilling with Adam in the hangout one day, and he was talking about these fucking SmackDown promos where he's blowing fucking dust in Goldust's face, and I was like, hold on, you got one man letting another man blow dust in his face?
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, nah, that ain't what I'm into.
Well, and the crazy thing is this, some of you don't, you know, I know a lot of you don't watch NXT, but even if you don't watch NXT and you're on the site, I mean, you know about this. Alexa Bliss was doing that during her entrance, where she'd come out and she'd blow dust.
But but it's not a man doing it in another man's face.
And then I saw Cody Rhodes doing it. I'm like, damn, he just took my girl's getting, man. What the fuck?
You could have seen you could have heard things I said in that hangout when I was watching that shit.
Oh
Bro.
yeah, we'll keep it clean here, but I can take a guess.
That is some suspect shit. I ain't with this whole Cody Stardust shit. Either been buried. At this point, they ruined him. The dude was fucking over. He was starting to get over when they had the hot angle with the Authority or whatever. He was starting to get over, and then they completely went away from it. But shit, what does it come to? This dude is now Stardust, talking about the stars and shit and blowing dust in other dudes' faces and. I'm gonna just stop myself before I say something. I'm gonna just stop myself.
Believe it or not, I thought it was a good look.
Oh my, not you,
listen,
Chris.
no,
Come on,
no,
bro.
not overall, but it was something. Gold Dust. You could hear a little fervor in his voice when he was talking that shit about y'all motherfuckers copped out, so y'all didn't have to give up the straps or whatever. And when Cody was banging one of the twins' knee against the post, and it more than anything else, I could just see that the Dust Boys, it's in their blood, man. It's in their fucking pedigree. They understand psychology. They understand how to execute. They understand how to what emotions to show and how to do it. They weren't given enough time to do it right. The match wasn't booked the right way or whatever have you. Usos are athletic enough and all that they could put on a decent match. Those Rhodes boys, it's in their fucking blood. Their father is one of them. I can't even say the word, but their father is one of them dudes, man. When it comes to this shit, he's one of those fucking dudes, man. Don't believe what WWF showed you about Dusty Rhodes, that polka dot wearing the motherfucker dancing the boogaloo and all that bullshit. Dusty Rhodes is one of them motherfuckers when it comes to this shit, man. He's battled some of the toughest motherfuckers the NWA ever had to offer up, man. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, man, when I tell you, the Rhodes boys got it, and that's what I saw in them tonight. I like them better as heels. They didn't need the whole fucking the gold and Stardust shit or whatever, but it was almost to a point like you could see the anger coming out of Cody, like, fuck, I get to let loose a little bit if I gotta fucking do this dumb shit, man.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, seriously, like, if a dude was trying to challenge you to a fight on the street and he looked like Gold Dust or Stardust,
I'm robbing
what
him.
the fuck?
I'm robbing them.
Is you mopping the floor with the dude?
You know
Let's
what I'm saying?
just be real. And here's my problem. A lot of these WWE fans, they say they want some believable shit, but you enjoy a fucking company that walks around with fucking zombies and demons and motherfuckers talking about the celestial stars and ions and shit, but you want something believable.
Yeah, and
the fuck out of here.
And the thing is, Goldust came back in probably the best shape of his life. You know what I'm saying? At this age, at this stage of his career, I seen him do some moves and shit. I don't know what the move's called, but when you run on the apron and then do a fucking flip to the dude outside.
Oh, just a rolling senton off the apron.
Holy shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And this is what you got him and his brother doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And it makes no fucking sense because Cody can go. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him only be able to do maybe a quarter of the shit that I know he can do within this company, man. And even when they had him with the what was the shit when he's wearing the mask? What the fuck? He went from undashing or whatever the fuck they had him with the mustache or whatever have you. And whatever they give him, he runs with it, and it's still organic with him. It doesn't even feel forced. Like he knows how to do his shit, man. And it's just sad to see them in this position. No disrespect to the Usos, but they're a very vanilla tag team to me. They're consistent. They're consistent. They're consistent in what they do. They got their little shit about them. Their little work with the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And it's in their pedigree too. I'm not gonna diss them like that. You know what I'm saying? It's in their pedigree too. The Samoa family, we know how strong that bloodline is. But to be honest, it's getting a little bit weaker over the generations, and it might have died with The Rock as far as them being So I believe Sabu is from that family too, man. He's part of that family tree too. So
They don't have in their blood as a good promo.
you know, well, you know what I'm saying, but it's died down, Bruce, and you see it with Roman Reigns and even with the Usos, it's dying down, and Usos might probably got a little bit more than Roman does because it's really dying out with him, and that's a bad sign. The girls might have it more on their side than the young boys right now. Tamina might have it a little bit more. The Rock, he got another cousin. He's got so many fucking cousins in that family, man. But I forgot what her name is. You might know who she is. I think she's in NXT right now. And she got it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it's sad, man, to see this. This is what the Rose Boys have been reduced to, man. It's just sad. But I seen something in them, Bruce, when they was trying to come across as the badasses. They had enough, the heel turn or whatever you want to
You can't
call
take
it.
him seriously. He's blowing dust in his brother's face.
I mean, if you
Bro,
got,
I'm sorry, Grizz. I don't care how cool we ever will be. I don't care if we split $500 million together. I'm not letting you blow dust in my face for shit. And I'm hoping you wouldn't let me do the same to you.
Brother, listen.
So let's just be real about this here.
Listen, if we get $500 million, I'm gonna have 3 badass strippers from South Beach laying on the couch, and I'm blowing on their clit. That's the only thing I'm blowing. You know what I'm saying? We get
Ain't no another man blowing no dust in my face.
No.
I'm sorry, you can't take them seriously.
I understand.
if we would see these two in the fucking streets, like, you know, in that gear, and they try to, like, try to fight us, and be like, we'll just fucking laugh in their face, like, really?
Like, this is what I'm talking about. You can't take them seriously in any avenue. We talk about the look a lot. Well, if they were in a MMA fight and they came out dressed like that, I'm not taking them serious. If I seen them on the streets and they wanted to fight, I'm not taking them serious.
But believe
At no
it or
point.
not, there's some fans. They have a fan base. They have people who like this shit, and
Bro,
they might
Jack
be
Swagger
excited
has a
about
fan
this.
base. I mean, fuck, that doesn't
Listen.
excuse it.
No, but I'm telling you, people gonna be excited about this, and I don't
Yeah,
know
because
why.
WWE fans say they want something believable, but they walk around excited to see motherfucking zombies and demons and motherfuckers dressed up like they some, I can't say the word, but like they dress.
Easy.
Come on.
Easy.
Rosebuds?
Carnival of Twisted Love. I get it, but
It's ridiculous though. But the fans want something believable. They say they want something believable.
But the thing is, for me, for them being the Rose Boys, if this is the only capacity that I'll get to see them at least come across as a little bit tough, as tough as you
This
can
ain't
be.
nothing tough about it.
But I seen it in their face. I'm telling you, go back
Bro,
and just
how can you look at their faces with the paint and see toughness? This dude
Listen.
has a star on his face.
and
On his face.
what I'm telling you is that I could see the frustration in him. Like I see it. I could see it in the motherfucker's eyes.
Are you sure it just wasn't the colored contacts?
No.
Well, at this point, the only thing that's missing is to enhance this tag team, I think they need a manager.
Adam Rose.
No, Michael
Yeah.
Cole, and you call him Penis Dust.
You know what? It's because of my soft spot for their dad, and
No,
and
I get it.
I'm a Cody
They're
fan.
super talented. They've never been
Yeah.
used right. But come on, bro. This shit is crossing the line with me. I mean, shit, Cody. Look, I like Cody. I've always been a Cody Rhodes fan. I thought WWE severely underused him. He should have been. At one point, he should have been on the road to the main event. But this is what it's come to.
I got you, man.
Him
I got
wearing
you.
colored contacts, blowing dust in another man's face.
I got you, but I mean, like I said before, it was obvious that the Wyatts, when I was kind of thinking the Wyatt boys was gonna come up and be the monster heels after they took the straps off of the Usos, but with the come up of the Dust Brothers in the background, my bad, Gold and Stardust in the background, it became obvious that they had other plans for this so-called tag team division. And
Just for now. The Ascension's on the way.
well, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't listened. Look,
Alex
And
Jones here. Oh, wait till the Ascension gets there, dude.
Oh yeah.
There's another tag team down there that I'm really looking forward to see if they bring up. Bruce knows where I'm going on that one.
Yeah, he's talking about Mojo Rawley and Old Dempsey.
Oh, no, are they in a tag team for real?
They was in the tag team.
No.
No.
But no, the tag team we're talking about, Adam. Apparently, there's a new tag team. One of them is in a new tag team now. If they continue what they're doing at the house shows.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
But the other guy, I really like. So.
Moving on. We see Kane, and by the way, I do like them as heels too, Grits. I liked the edge to what Dustin was saying. He'll always be the natural Dustin Rhodes to me.
Same here.
But I liked the edge to it. But here's where my problem lies. Why? Nah. If you're turning them heel merely so that they can be a heel tag team going against the face champions, is bullshit. Because then, incoherently, I mean, incidentally, it has less meaning than if they would have done it at a more opportune time. It's just their way of still good guys against bad guys.
Exactly what I was gonna say. What Matt just brought up. It's the only way this promotion knows how to do it.
Yep. And then you hear these rumors. Well, Vince doesn't believe in heels and faces anymore. Really? You could have fooled me.
The only place where that's true is Paige and AJ.
Because they don't give a fuck about either of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But we see Kane and Seth Rollins backstage. Seth says they got to do something about Roman Reigns for sticking his nose in their business where it didn't belong. Rollins said what happened to Ambrose will happen to Reigns. Kane said that they're going to have a handicap match featuring Roman Reigns against Kane and Seth Rollins.
Glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yep, he's definitely got the rocket ship strapped to his back, but that thing's running out of gas. So we get a Brock Lesnar sit-down pre-recorded promo, which you could take everything on Raw up to this point and throw it in the trash, other than maybe Shawn Michaels telling John Cena to retire. But you take everything on Raw up to this point, just throw it in the trash compared to this. Lesnar says winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship was the greatest thing he's ever accomplished. To leave and come back and do that, to paraphrase. Well, kayfabe. He talks about hitting John Cena with an F5 right off the bat. Look, I gave Cena a chance to stay down. He said instead, it was this no-give-up bullshit takes over, and it didn't do him any favors. I love the way he just cusses in the promos. I love it.
Oh, my fucking God, that was great, man.
Yeah.
This no-give-up bullshit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, too. Okay, if it inspires children and even some adults, fine. That doesn't bother me. But for us, it's like, oh yeah, he doesn't give up, and that's the problem. Heyman says Brock Lesnar is a beast, and then Lesnar says he was inflicting the right amount of pain on John Cena. And I think what Lesnar was intimating here was that he was carrying him, like a boxer would do, like Muhammad Ali used to do to guys he hated. He would carry them and not try to knock them out so he could inflict more pain. Heyman says the only reason Cena survived the beating at SummerSlam was because Lesnar took pity on John Cena and decided to end the fight. Again, carrying him, and again, another clue that Lesnar's going to go over Night of Champions. Triple H is shown announcing that John Cena invoked his rematch clause, which apparently was on Main Event, which again, none of us watch. Heyman says, he says, talk about humiliation. My client is humiliated that John Cena would dare invoke his rematch clause. Are you out of your mind? Do you understand the unrepenting beast that sits before you right now? He says it's a big mistake by Cena. Lesnar says he doesn't know if Cena's dad. This was great. What a line. He says he doesn't know if Cena's dad sat at the edge of his bed and filled his ear with all types of garbage.
Garbage!
He's telling you that little Johnny, one day you'll become a man, and you'll run into a guy who's going to knock your ass down. You're going to stand up, and he's going to knock your ass down. You're going to stand up, and he's going to knock your ass down, and he's not going to let you up. And then, Brock Lesnar said, "You're not getting up, John Cena. It's over, my friend. I don't feel bad for you because for the last 12 years, that's what you've been living on." And then Brock Lesnar shows up. He talked in third person. "John Cena, mark my words, at Night of Champions is going to be your last night in this universe. Game over." And then he kind of looked at the camera and he goes, "Almost brings a tear to my eye," sarcastically. And that's how the promo ended. Heavy words from Lesnar again. And when you listen to Cena's promo, "I'm going to kick Brock Lesnar's ass. I'm not coming to win. I'm coming to kick his ass." Cool story, bro. And then you listen to Brock Lesnar's promo, the believability of this promo and the relevance of this promo to what's transpiring, because Cena, the universe is voicing their displeasure with me. SummerSlam, they're being very vocal. That has nothing to do with the match. Shut the fuck up about the fans for once, you motherfucker. But this blew away that bullshit opening segment, and people have often criticized Brock Lesnar for not being able to cut promos.
Oh, talk about it, Bruce. There you go.
Okay, and I'll lead it into Grits, and I'll turn it over to the boys, because you guys know we're big Brock Lesnar fans.
Big time.
Brock Lesnar, you say, well, these guys don't get excited about anything with the WWE. That would be a lie, because there are a lot of wrestlers that we like. We would just like to see them used to even 90% capacity. But Brock Lesnar is that dude for most of us. He's that dude. He's the legit factor of professional wrestling to a lot of us. He brings an edge, a realism to the business that a lot of us miss. And that guys, and I'm not talking about the MMA thing. I'm talking about the way he carries himself. Like these dudes from the past, the way they carried themselves came off in a more believable fashion than this corny Fruit Loop dingus bullshit that you see today. All right? But the Fruit Loop truth. But you had more hardcore guys back in the day. And Brock Lesnar brings back that sense of realism to the business. He brings back that respectability. You can sit down with your dad. You can sit down with your grandfather. You can sit down, if they're still around, you can sit down with your uncle, your friend, your cousin, your coworker, and you can put on Brock Lesnar kicking John Cena's ass at SummerSlam, and they're going to walk away from that going, damn, he whooped his ass. That's the element that Brock Lesnar's bringing back that the WWE has desperately needed. And I know that this is it's like a good roller coaster. You wait in line for the roller coaster. We've been waiting in line forever. You get on the roller coaster. It's a great ride. The roller coasters generally don't last more than like 40 seconds. You get off the roller coaster and it's like, damn, that was fun. Right now I'm on the roller coaster. I'm enjoying the ride as long as Brock Lesnar is the focal point of the show, which he is. I mean, John, it was still Monday Night Cena, but Brock Lesnar is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm going to enjoy this ride as long as it lasts because it makes me feel excited again. There's certain things that the WWE has done that made me feel excited. I was excited about SummerSlam. I was excited about WrestleMania. There's been a handful of Raws throughout the year that I enjoyed. There's wrestlers on the roster I get excited about. But Brock Lesnar brings back that feeling that I used to get back in the day about the WWF. When you had a Hogan on top, you had a Savage, Mr. Perfect, Bret the Hitman Hart, the Rockers, Demolition, all these with Jake the Snake, all these motherfuckers. And then going into the 90s when WCW and ECW was blowing WWF away with their content, and WWF started to catch back up on Stone Cold's back. And then The Rock and guys like Vince and others, Mick Foley, enhanced that. But it gives me that feeling again. And I like Brock Lesnar not being there every week. I like it. I wish WWE would do this more. Give the other guys a chance in the main event. Watching Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in that main event last week was fucking magic. And when you've got a champion like Brock Lesnar and he's not there every week, it makes his appearances that much more special to me. And I enjoy it like that. It's kind of like when The Rock came back. Well, he's part-time. He's the fucking Rock. and it made his appearances that much more special to me. And that's the way I feel about it, you know. Brock Lesnar's a fucking man. I don't think he'll get to squash Cena again. I think you'll see Cena get more get more offensive moves in, but at the end of the day, Lesnar will beat him at Night of Champions, in my opinion. That's what's going to happen. That's what should happen. Lesnar's going to hold that belt. He's the legit factor of professional wrestling, and as long as he holds that WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the legitimacy of the WWE has gone way up compared to what it was with fucking John Cena holding that belt. Period.
I'm on the opposite of you on this, Bruce. Brock's one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time.
Well, you want to see Rome built so Rome can be...
No.
You want to see Rome burn? You want to see Rome burn so it can be rebuilt?
It has nothing to do with that. I just don't want a man of Brock Lesnar's stature as the champion of a company that represents what they represent. I don't want it. I mean, I don't think people realize, but Brock Lesnar is holding the belt of a company that does not give a fuck about his fans, puts on shitty shows on a weekly basis. I don't want... Brock doesn't deserve that shit. He's carrying a title that doesn't mean shit. The title in that company don't deserve Brock Lesnar.
Okay, fair enough. But to put this in full perspective, you would agree that all of the Blitz teamers out there deserve it.
Oh, I get that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's not trying to single all of us out. He's saying he's just looking at the company. Because I know where you're coming from.
But just personally, I don't want Brock as the champion of this company. I want Brock as the champion of a legit... If he's going to be in a wrestling company, I want him as the champion of a legit company where the belt means something. You know, this is a different situation than it was back in the day when he had the title. Or, you know, or when other people had the title when the belt still meant something. But he's
there's never been a time... MG, there's never been a time in mainstream American wrestling history where there's 2 mainstream companies right now. Yeah, TNA is a far cry from WWE with the business they do, and the amount of money they make, and the amount of viewers they have, but it's still the number 2 mainstream company here. There's never been a time in United States mainstream wrestling history where you had 2 MMA fighters as champions, and that's crazy considering the era we're in.
Very true. Very true. But you know what? I like Bobby Lashley having a TNA title more right now, just because of the shows TNA has been putting on. It's a more legit product. You know,
Bobby Roode's about to take that motherfucker off him.
But right now it's like I don't want to see Brock as the champion of this company, and this is nothing to do with Brock Lesnar or nothing against Brock Lesnar. It's all in favor of Lesnar. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve to be champion of this fuckery. He's the champion of this fuckery right now. He's holding the belt that means nothing right now. And yes, normally a guy would elevate the belt. Just a guy of Lesnar's stature would elevate the belt. But in this scenario, because he's representing the company that does not give a fuck about you, me, the people in the comment section, the people who watch it, the people on Twitter who they call internet fans, the people who have the network. They don't give a fuck about any of us. And right now, Brock Lesnar's the champion of that shit. He is the guy who is the face of that right now. He's the guy holding the belt that's been passed around like a hot potato, who has had Cena stench over it for the last 10 fucking years, who they've given the belt to fucking Del Rio. They've given CM Punk shitty title reigns, even though I don't personally like CM Punk. CM Punk was still really gifted, and they gave him a shitty title reign. Del Rio's had that belt. So much fuckery in the last 10 years have happened with that belt. And right now, Brock's carrying it. All in the sake of putting Roman Reigns over. Like, to me right now, Brock Lesnar's just going to end up being the longest reigning transitional champion of all time. Because he's just keeping the belt warm for Roman Reigns, in all honesty. And I don't like that, because Brock deserves better than that. So he's going to be in a feud with Cena for 2 months, and then after that, Big Show or Mark Henry? He's going to be in a bunch of bullshit-ass matches until you get to Roman Reigns, where they're going to try to make Lesnar as dominant as possible. So they're going to start stacking the deck against all of these bigger guys like Mark Henry or Big Show, mark my words, until you get around time for Mania, and it's going to be Roman Reigns. So his title reign is going to be a bunch of bullshit to me, too. It's literally going to be a transitional title run in my mind, and Brock Lesnar does not deserve that. So while everybody's happy about Lesnar having the title, and I understand it was good to see him fuck Cena up like that. But at the end of the day, people, it wasn't a real fight. Even though we know Lesnar would destroy Cena worse than that in a real fight, it wasn't a real fight. It was all scripted to make Cena look like he would never give up. Let's just be real about it. So right now, it's kind of like Jordan winning the fucking D-League title. What the fuck does that mean? It wouldn't mean shit. And that's exactly what this is to me. It's Brock Lesnar playing basketball and winning a D-League title when he's already done everything on the NBA level and on the Olympic level.
Well, the thing, see, I'm gonna differentiate from that, because at the end of the day, if you boys are right, if you gentlemen are right, and is all gonna lead up to Reigns' reign, well, I'm not fond of that idea. But one thing about this title reign by Brock will be that it was the one that brought change. It was the one that ended Cena's tenure of cocksucking fuckery. You know what I'm saying? And that in itself is worth it, man. They changed the
because
belt.
whether Brock was there or not, it was still going to be Roman Reigns either way.
But but he's the one that ended Cena's bullshit, and the stars lined up perfectly for this. Him not having to be the one to squash D-Bry or whatever have you. At the end of the day, Brock, if you're not remembered for anything else during this run that you had with this company, you're going to be remembered as the one that ended the C-Nation bullshit, man. And for that, I don't mind him being a transitional champ or anything like that, because of the nature of the transition. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just going from one guy to the next. It's going from a legitimate change finally. You know what I'm saying? It's going to commemorate a legitimate transition, not just from champion to champion, but in direction that this company goes. If it's going the way as you brought up and as you guys believe it is, that type of transition is noteworthy. That's a true transition. And if that's the role he has to play while he wears this belt, I'm all for it. Because tonight, if you would have played this promo on a repetitive loop for 3 hours, I would have watched it for the entire fucking 3 hours.
Oh, the promo was good.
It was gold. Listen, Heyman serves purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? I already spoke how I feel about him. I don't feel like diving into that again. Brock don't need that man as much as people make him out to be needy of him. Not anymore. Brock's done, like you said, he's done traveling around the world. He's done did what the fuck he had to do from Japan wrestling up until his UFC run. The man got enough. And everyone who says, oh, Brock can't talk, or they want to talk to Mike Tyson, let me tell you something. For motherfuckers who say Mike Tyson didn't sound like a badass, it wasn't the sound of his voice. It's what the fuck he was saying with his voice. That spoke volumes, motherfuckers. Yes, it was badass. Because all that bullshit you talk, oh, but he sounds like this. Say it to his face, motherfuckers. All right? And anyone who wants to say, oh, Brock's voice, he doesn't sound like a badass, say it to his fucking face, man. All right? And believe me, if that man was saying some shit to your face, a shiver would run down your spine. And maybe a slither of shit would run out your ass crack. All right? Believe me when I tell you that, man. It's not about the sound of the voice. It's about what the fuck they saying. And when that man was sitting up there in that chair and he was coolly and calmly and collectively talking that breezy shit, I felt it, man. I was like, yo, this motherfucker, that's the same thing with rap. When a motherfucker ain't true and genuine, it's not going to come across. It doesn't matter how tough or how gangster the shit they is talking. You know what I'm saying? But when a motherfucker is genuine, you know what I'm saying? A motherfucker could sound like Q-Tip. You know what I'm saying, with that weird voice, but he's believing in what he's saying. Or motherfucker could try to be as gangster as hell, like Rick Ross. I don't believe none of that shit. Motherfucker, you ain't genuine. So I'm not believing none of that gangster shit you talk. You know what I'm saying? Same goes for Brock, man. Maybe he doesn't have the quote-unquote toughest voice to deliver the message, but he's the man to deliver the message. Believe that. All right, fuck Roman Reigns. Believe that motherfucker, Brock Lesnar, man. And I see it. He's grown into this, man. It's the perfect time for him to be in this position, man. Whether it's transitional or whatever have you, it's the right time for him to do this, man. Because it's all come together for him. he's back in shape. He looks 100 times better than he did when he came back after WrestleMania 28. You know what I'm saying? And fucked Cena up real quick. He doesn't look as sloppy. He looks slim and trim. I believe he took a break away from UFC, and this was the perfect setting for him to do that, to stay relevant, to keep in shape, or whatever have you, until he ultimately, I believe he's going to return. You know what I'm saying? I think he wants to get back on track because he's a man of settling scores. And I think he's got a score to settle in the UFC. So, you know, the stars just lined up for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't have a problem with him being the transitional champ, because it's a bigger transition than just champ to champ. You know what I'm saying? Especially the network era, the new strap, all that. And he's earned this. This is playtime for Brock, and he's earned this, man. But back to the promo, you know what I'm saying? Heyman didn't even speak much. And any motherfucker who says they were more into what Heyman was saying than what Brock was saying in this, you're fucking Heyman Mark. All right, you're not a Paul Heyman guy. You're fucking Paul Heyman Mark. Because I was glued to what Brock was saying. It was to the point where, all right, I don't even want to hear Paul Heyman right now, because believe it or not, Paul Heyman didn't enhance this promo to me. He didn't add on to me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever motherfuckers' opinions are, fine. But to me, this was Brock, and this was Brock shining, man. That motherfucker said, when your dad sat at your bed and fed this fucking garbage, like, come on, man. That's that shit that resonates with a motherfucker like me, man. And I didn't need Paul. Paul Heyman could have just sat there and giggled and smirked, and it would have been enough for me, man. Brock is in his zone. Brock is in his fucking zone, and I'm loving every second of it. And like Bruce said, I'm going to enjoy it. When this roller coaster goes past the camera and they take the snapshot of my face, it's going to be with a devilish grin, because I'm enjoying this little part of this roller coaster ride, man. And I got to enjoy it while it lasts, because I know it's not going to last long. So, yeah, I'm a fan of this, man. Like I said, 3 hours of this would have been better than the 3 hours of the shit they fed us.
Absolutely.
All right, but you got to see where I'm coming from. Is where the guy's transitioning to. I'm not happy with. I'm not like, I don't care what who they're going to transition to. Period. I'm not happy with the company. I'm not going to be happy with the company until their philosophy changes in general. It's not just who's the guy. So, for me, and it's not that I don't like Brock Lesnar. Like I said, this is nothing against Brock Lesnar whatsoever. If anything, it's saying Brock doesn't deserve this because he's the champion. He's the D-League champion right now, to me, because WWE's the D-League to me right now.
Listen, it's the D-League company when it comes to wrestling.
Well, to me, wrestling, in terms of what I prefer to watch.
Well, of course. I know it's probably what all of us prefer to watch. But when it comes to this business, it's the creme de la creme. You know what I'm saying? Even like you said, a guy like Daniel Bryan or whatever has
the creme de la creme, that can be argued in many different ways.
I'm not talking about wrestling. I'm not talking about that, man. I'm not talking about the quality of the matches, the quality of the booking, or anything.
It's the creme de la creme in terms of how much money they have.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you got to remember that wasn't built off what they're doing now. That was built off the past.
But I'm right now. I'm in the moment. And right now it's about them dollar bills, y'all. Cash rules everything around me. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no D-League about them dollar signs in this fucking company. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's in the right spot at the right time, doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with wrestling. This is exactly what he deserves. He deserves the big payoff, man.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the pay or anything like that. Yeah. But I'm saying
he doesn't need the recognition.
But I'm saying the company he is representing right now, and he's the champion of, is complete bullshit to me. And to have the most legitimate guy in the business as the champion of this company is bullshit to me. And it's nothing against Brock Lesnar, because like I said, Brock is one of my top 5 favorites of all time. It is 0 against Brock Lesnar. It has everything to do with the company itself, because I don't want Brock representing that company. I want him representing a more prestigious company, a company that actually holds value in my eyes, just as a fan, personally.
Well, when it comes to mainstream exposure, when it comes to what everyone thinks of, you know...
Like right now, I'd rather have him as the TNA champion. because you look at what TNA's doing wrestling show-wise. I'd rather have him as the TNA champion right now. Fuck who's the bigger company and who makes the most money. Personally, I'd rather see him as the TNA champion because of the product they're putting out right now.
I get that, but this isn't even about product. This isn't about any of that. When it comes to recognition, even though they don't do shit about wrestling, as you can see, 30 minutes in a 3-hour show's worth of wrestling, but when it comes to recognition, this is the company. This is the place. You know what I'm saying? This is what people think of. Whether, lowest common denominator or not, or whether it could be the lowest common denominator, the most, you know what I'm saying, intimate fan of the shit, the most hardcore fan of the shit, or the most, casual fan of the shit, whatever, you're going to think of the E. You're going to think of the E. So right now, you know what I'm saying, even when The Rock had it, he went on his Hollywood shit, you know what I'm saying, when he just came back. That man could walk around with that shit and people recognize that logo, even if it's new, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the reasons why they used him to usher it in, because Brock,
I get why they gave it to Brock. I get that.
His reputation isn't going to get hurt by fucking with the WWE. If anything, it's going to help the WWE's reputation.
It's not going to help the WWE because it's still the exact same fucking company. When you look past all the bullshit, yeah, he's cutting great promos, but it's still the same fucking company that gives you shit like Stardust and the shitty-ass Divas matches and Swagger versus Rusev for the 15th millionth time and fucking Kane taking his mask off, putting on the suit. It's still the same company.
But
with Brock there, without Brock there, it's the exact same company.
Listen, I've learned to accept that, and that's why...
Why are you accepting it though? It's your
listen, I didn't say I
you're settling now. You should not be settling.
Listen to what I'm saying. I didn't say that I like it, brother. I said I accept it. I know what they are. So I'm not looking for anything from them. But when I see Brock suplex repeat, yes, that's enough for me. Because I want to see Brock. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see anything else. That's the power of this motherfucker's drawing ability. I don't want to see anything else in this fucking company. I don't expect anything else from this fucking company. When Brock comes out there, fucking yes. You know what I'm saying? I think the only program he's had that let me down was the one he had with Triple H. You know what I'm saying? Preparation H. But other than that, every time that motherfucker is in the ring, win, lose, or draw, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting to see the beast incarnate. And that's enough for me. You know what I'm saying? And like Bruce was alluding to earlier, anybody who recognizes that portion of this shit is good with that. And I'm good with that. I've accepted what the WWE is. I'm not saying that I like it. I'm not saying that I'm an advocate for it. None of that. I'm not even saying that I'm into watching the shit. You know what I'm saying? But Brock is what I'm watching for. And that's enough for me. And as long as he's there, I'm going to enjoy it. And anything else, no, I'm not gonna enjoy Adam Estrogen. I'm not gonna enjoy fucking the Bella Twins.
Reigns and Brock versus John Cena. I mean, come on. We used to watch Brock versus Kurt Angle and Brock versus Undertaker. Now you're feeding me Brock and Cena and Brock and Reigns.
But that's what this company.
You gotta be crazy.
That's how this company operates. So what I'm going to do is, if they're gonna give me Cena getting squashed by fucking Brock Lesnar, I will watch it on a repetitive loop. I will watch it until I fall asleep. And
those anime GIFs are the shit.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's I don't expect much from this company. But when they give me a nice little morsel like this to sink my teeth into, I'm going to rip the shit to shreds like a hungry lion on a zebra ass. You know what I'm saying?
But this isn't a morsel, because after this it's going to be Brock and like Big Show or Brock and Mark Henry and then Brock and Roman Reigns. Like, how can you be fine with this after you literally seen Brock wrestle Eddie and Kurt and Undertaker and all of these motherfuckers that were legends? He was wrestling all-time greats, and now he's wrestling Cena and Roman Reigns?
That was that time. That time does not exist in this time. That time does not exist in the now. I have to enjoy what I can, whatever I can. If Brock is beating somebody's ass, it could be
fuck that. Go watch old Brock then.
I've watched
old Brock for some bullshit they're feeding you now
until my eyes gone numb. I can't watch that anymore. I've watched it over and over. I want to watch him beat somebody's ass now. And every time he steps in the ring, it could be Big Show, it could be motherfucking The Miz. He's gonna beat they motherfucking ass. He's gonna bring a level of realism. He's gonna bring a level of grit that I enjoy. So I'm going to enjoy it. Point blank. Period.
There's no realism
Bottom
with
line.
this company anymore. Brock can't save this shit.
I don't expect him to.
There's no realism with this company.
You know what I'm saying? There's enough realism with Brock, though. I'm not talking about the company over with Brock. Like this promo was an epitome of that.
Oh, the promo was great. Oh, fuck, I love the promo.
And that's what he's.
But in the ring, he's not wrestling other great wrestlers.
I don't need him to. I need him to pulverize motherfuckers into a pulp. And that's all I want to see at this point. I don't expect great wrestling from the WWE.
You can watch Brock do that anywhere, though.
All right, but this is where he's doing it. And honestly,
I don't give a fuck where he's doing it. I want the best of the best. I'm not settling for this bullshit, which is why I don't watch the product.
I got
this is totally settling.
And I don't blame you for that. But this is what Brock chose. Brock could have went anywhere he want. He had his reasons for coming here, whether it was the dollar sign or not.
The dollar signs. Let's be real.
Listen, it might have been, but he's doing it his way, and he's doing it in a way that I like. This is where he chose to go. You know what I'm saying? If he's doing it for the money, then I can't knock him for that. You know what I'm saying? He got to feed himself or whatever have you. Fine. Just like motherfuckers, they don't knock Mayweather when he's talking all that money shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever he wants to fight or whatever have you. They may still enjoy watching him do what he does. I'm going to enjoy Brock doing this. He didn't choose New Japan. He didn't choose TNA. He didn't choose any of that. He came back home so he could rest up, get his body right, get back in shape, get his mind right until he's ready to go back to UFC and stake his claim again. He's doing it in his backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever reasons he did it for, that's none of my business. That's another grown man's home. But as a fan, I don't give a fuck about what this current run Brock is doing. I mean, him beating the streak was a really cool thing. I'll admit that, even though I'm not a fan of the Undertaker streak itself. I'll admit that was cool. But him wrestling the people he's going to be wrestling during this reign, no interest whatsoever. He's going to be wrestling a bunch of fucking scrubs.
That's still
not just scrubs as real fighters, but scrubs as wrestlers.
All right, and that may be the case, but this reign, his comeback in the WWE, he's already done two things, man. That he could say, you know what, I'm vacating the title and walking away, and I'm good with that. The Undertaker streak and squashing fuckboy Buckethead clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, two things that nobody thought could fucking happen in this company, and it's happened. And it took Brock to come back and do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's fine. And
it didn't take Brock to come back to squash Cena. Cena wouldn't even have been in that spot had Bryan not been injured.
But you're not getting what I'm saying, MG. What I'm saying is,
it would have been Daniel Bryan getting squashed. All right. Be real.
But listen, this is what I'm saying. This is why he came back to this company, and this is why he's having this impact.
No, I'm not.
I'm not talking about wrestling.
I have no gripes against him coming back. Like I said, that's his business that he came back. I have no gripes with him coming back. But as a fan of Lesnar, I don't want to see him representing a company that has zero prestige.
Zero prestige, but he's done prestigious things. He's done things.
Exactly. His stature alone does not put him in the category to even represent a shitty company like that.
All right, but listen to what I'm saying. He came back to this company, and he's done things within them that have been landmarks, that have been memorable moments that are gonna transcend for generations from now on because of the way this company markets and promotes and their propaganda machine and all that. What he's done will be historic, man. Ending that streak and that match, like I said, nobody has ever seen a main event at a big 4 pay-per-view go down like that for the championship. Never. I don't know when's the next time we'll see some shit like that even. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen it before. I don't know when I'll see it again. So right then and there, the impact and when it comes to pure wrestling, when it comes to the heart of wrestling and the hardcore shit, no. Maybe the impact of him coming back here, no, he didn't have that impact for the professional wrestling. But within this company and with what this company is about, his impact, he could only come back to this company and do it that way. with the impact that he's had. No pun intended to
if
the
he
other
never wrestled
TNA.
another match again, I'd be fine. He's on the Austin level with me on this shit. If he never wrestled another match, I'd be fine with my last memory of Brock Lesnar beating the streak. I'd be fine with that. You wouldn't hear any complaints out of me. He's on that level for me, where that last match, I'm good with.
Well, moving on. Grits was talking about power. I just wanted to say, Grits, the first guy to turn the locks into liars was John Cena. You know why?
Talk to me.
He got the money, they gave him the fucking power, and motherfuckers still don't respect you.
Oh.
You know what? Brock being back, it ain't gonna do shit for the company because don't nobody respect WWE anymore. People might respect Brock Lesnar, but nobody respects WWE. There's a difference.
For the most part.
Brock's bigger than this company, point blank.
Well, he is. It's good. You know, I side more with Grits on this than MG on this issue.
Well, because you still watch the product, so obviously it's something good to watch when you're watching it. But if you don't like, if you're not watching the product, I mean, who cares? I mean, fuck.
Well, I think Brock Lesnar gives some people a reason to tune in. But now, Grits, what I'm about to say and what we're about to cover next actually lends credence to what Mad Genius was just saying. Because you just got this badass promo from Brock Lesnar. And then who walks out? The Miz.
Exactly.
The Miz talks about going to Disneyland. I'm not making this up. He literally did. He said Mickey Mouse was asking to take a picture with him directly after Lesnar's promo. He talked about being a Hollywood superstar and preferential treatment he gets. He says he has his own stunt double. And the man who's going to play the role of stunt double is Damien Mizdow. If that doesn't lend credence to what MG was arguing, I don't know what will. So we get Dolph Ziggler against Damien Mizdow with Miz on the commentary. Another short match. Again, you get everything but wrestling with the WWE. It's not a wrestling show. It's at the point we should just stop calling it a wrestling show. It's not a wrestling show. Monday Night Raw is not a wrestling show. I will say it again. It's not a wrestling show. But it was another short match. You had the Miz bantering back and forth with Michael, garbage bag full of dicks, Pole, and JBL on the commentary. At least we did get to see Ziggler throw a real nice dropkick to start the match. That was sick. But you blinked your eyes and this fucking match was over. I mean, with the WWE, fuck featuring wrestling. You can feature the Bellas, But, I mean, honestly, who wants to see wrestling on a wrestling show? The match lasted 2 minutes and 21 seconds. So, there you go. That adds some gravity to what MG was saying. Disneyland Mickey Mouse garbage match. So, in the second hour of Raw, the second hour time slot, you guys ready for this? This wrestling show that I've had wrestling fans come at me sideways about. How can you hate on the WWE? It's the best wrestling show in the world. More people watch it than any other show. Okay, according to these individuals, the best wrestling show in the world featured 7 hours in, I wish it was 7 hours. 7 minutes and 3 seconds. 7 minutes and 3 seconds of wrestling in the hour number 2 time slot. In that entire hour. In that entire 60 minutes. 7 minutes and 3 seconds. The rest was commercials. The other almost 53 minutes was commercials and talking. And MG sits back and goes, yeah. Yeah. And then, after such a shitty second hour, other than the Brock Lesnar promo, Jerry Lawler decides to do a reconciliation. Well, he's not decides, but scripted to do a reconciliation segment with Brie and Nikki Bella. He recapped the storyline, blah blah blah. Okay, and on we went to the horrible acting between the two, Brie Bella and Nikki Bella. I gotta say, Nikki Bella, or both of them, but really Brie Bella getting this much TV time, she can't act. She's horrible. Garbage. Trash.
Neither one of them are better workers than Stephanie after what I saw at SummerSlam.
And that's not saying much. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But Brie apologized. I'm going to paraphrase all of this because I'm not going through the details of this bullshit. Nikki didn't accept the apology. Like I said, the acting was fucking horrid. Nikki sold jealousy towards Brie stemming back to their childhood. And all I was thinking was, where's fucking Jerry Springer during this bullshit? Actually, I take that back. Because the acting was so bad during this segment that it would have, if it took place on the Jerry Springer show, it would have taken even more credibility away from that show. It was that bad. Brie did her fake crying, crocodile tears. It was terrible. Nikki attacked Brie. At this point, I'm just thinking this shit can't get over fast enough. Nikki ends up slapping Jerry Lawler. The cameras missed it during the live segment. This honestly was the segment straight from the depths of hell. It was that bad. I mean, it was fucking terrible. Terrible. And this is getting more TV time than Paige and AJ Lee.
Once again, this is the company you want Brock the champion of.
Well, I want to see Lesnar kick Cena's ass again, but...
Well, of course, that's always nice to see, but just in general.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Your premise, I mean, both you guys make great points, obviously. But as far as this segment, the Bella Twins cannot fucking act. And this is what Total Divas has to offer? No thanks. For the sake of humanity to the WWE, can you please make this bullshit stop? Please. It's horrible. It's fucking terrible. They're garbage. I don't care who they're spreading their legs for, who they're married to. They are shit. I go back to what I've said about this feud the entire time, and that is, nobody gave a fuck about the Bellas before. Why do people care now?
Is anybody interested in the Bella versus Bella match?
Are you fucking kidding me?
There you have it. Why should you care? Neither one of them can wrestle. Neither one of them have charisma. Neither one of them can cut a promo. Why should you be interested?
This shit's not entertaining one fucking bit. I mean, I've seen porn stars fucking better actors than these two.
I mean, there's just no excuse. None.
No, absolutely not. Gritch, you have any thoughts on this Bella shit?
Yeah, I would let them blow me. I wouldn't even hit it because of the dudes that ran up in it already. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, that's all I'm thinking about when I'm watching them on screen. Different ways for them to perform fellatio on me. That's the only interest of mine that they garner. Other than that, I don't give a fuck about this, man. Like, come on, man.
Agreed. All right. That's about the proper amount of time we should have spent on that segment. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, I'm glad we got through talking about that trash. We get Seth Rollins and Kane against Roman Reigns. It was another short, cheap match. Reigns hits Kane with a spear. Seth Rollins jumps in the ring with a briefcase. Same old shit from Reigns. He hits Reigns with the briefcase, so Reigns wins via DQ, a 2 minutes and 37 seconds match. So Rollins and Kane have Reigns set up after this match for the curb stomp on the cinder blocks. Roman Reigns fights out of it, gets the upper hand on both of them. and then Reigns hits the Superman punch on Rollins, sends Kane into the crowd. Kane ends up grabbing a cinder block.
Roman
grabs a cinder block, threw the block at Rollins. Rollins ducks. It hits the ring post, and part of that almost hit Jerry Lawler, by the way. And then Rollins ended up bailing, and then Reigns hit the Superman punch on Kane. That was it. Boring. I like the involvement of the cinder blocks, of course, but at this point, they got to give me something different with Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins is the shit. Kane has been irrelevant for a long time.
They made Rollins look weak as shit. They made him look like a bitch in this whole Dean Ambrose thing.
Oh, they're making him look like a chicken heel. He's a chicken heel. They pulled out the chicken heel playbook with Seth Rollins. You don't get to see the great wrestling from him anymore, which I can excuse because he's a heel. I get that. You dial down the heels.
Yeah, but why can't him and Ambrose just go at it without Kane being involved? Shit.
I know. But here's the thing about this whole match. You have Roman Reigns out there, and to me, the problem with this was after watching Ambrose and Rollins, which I think has been the feud of the year, after watching Ambrose and Rollins work together, watching this shit with Reigns was painstaking. Because it was such a downgrade over watching Ambrose and Rollins. Because Ambrose is that dude right now. And I'll make this very clear. If the WWE ends up going with Roman Reigns and he ends up being a big part of the reason that John Cena is demoted, thank God Roman Reigns is there and they believe in him. But when it pertains to his entertainment value, it's lacking. It's lacking big time. And you saw that in this match. I need to see more moves out of the guy. He needs to be more entertaining in the ring. It's not impossible, but they're just not doing it. So at this point with Roman Reigns, and you even heard the reaction. You didn't hear the crowd really popping for him. And the thing that's really peculiar about these segments, other than that Randy Orton segment, where it took him 2 times to RKO Reigns on the table, where the Lego table finally gave away. Other than that segment, when do you really see Roman Reigns end up laying there? Why couldn't they just beat the shit out of Reigns here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. You need to have that ebb and flow of a storyline like this, and it's becoming overkill with Reigns. And folks, my patience, I've been very patient with Reigns to this point, very patient. You guys know that. I even was being accused of liking the guy. My patience with Roman Reigns is gone. I have no patience for this shit anymore. Like I said, I'd be extremely happy if he dethroned Cena just because it's not Cena anymore. But at the same time, this dude's got to step his fucking game up. Period. And to me, this segment was such a throwaway segment. Other than the cinder block hitting the post, completely and utterly forgettable. Fellas.
Real quick, MD, okay. Real quick, before you go. You know, with Roman Reigns, he could easily come out and say, but I'm not a wrestler. Okay, go ahead, go.
I know exactly what he means.
Inside joke with me and MG.
But it's you know, Superman Reigns, you know, the Roman Empire. You know, that's what this is all leading to. He's gonna be shoved down your throats, and it's gonna be the same old shit for like 5 years with Reigns. So just watch. I've called the Reigns thing every step of the way here, and here you go. I don't like the way they're making Seth Rollins look with Kane and all of this shit. They're making him look really fucking weak, especially with the way they've built. And actually, the crazier part about it is the way they've booked it has made Ambrose look amazing, but at the same time, it's made Rollins look pretty bad. So, I really like Ambrose. I like Rollins too. I thought it could have been done in a way where both of them come out strong, but That's just not how WWE does things. As far as the show, outside of the Brock Lesnar thing, this is just another reminder of why I don't watch. Just another reminder. Um, so I mean, there you go. I mean, I hated the show, just to be honest.
Yeah, I was, going into SummerSlam, I was on the fence with Reigns, and I'm off of it right now. Coming out of SummerSlam, I was like a wide receiver in the NFL. I was dragging my, back foot, but now I'm like totally out of bounds and off this bandwagon. I'm from Missouri. The state slogan is "Show Me." It's called the Show Me State, and that's what I'm waiting to see. Until I see something different out of Reigns, I'm off the bandwagon. And if he does show me something different, I probably won't even jump back on it. So. I told MG this many times in a hangout off air that I like the look, but I'm not all about the look. I like it, but I'm more about the in-ring work more than I am the look.
I'm gonna take this time to segue into something that needs to be said. Listen, when it comes to this shit, man, we just a bunch of fans, different generations, different parts of the country, different lifestyles, different cultures, different colors, whatever have you, man. Giving our opinion on what we like to see from what we have seen. It's not about us playing Booker. It's not about us saying how the company should be ran or that we have all the answers or that we're the smart marks. It's not from that perspective. If anybody ever watches these videos, that's not what Bruce ever started doing these reviews for. To say that he's the better booker or he knows how the company should do things. It's offering a perspective from fans who want to see shit a certain way. It's not anything other than, oh, we know how you should do this, or, what I'm saying? This company, at the end of the day, it's about business. This country is about big business, and I understand from plugging the app to plugging the network or whatever promotion, that's what business is about. You know what I'm saying? Marketing your shit. We can't stand it or anything like that. And that's because at the end of the day, we want wrestling, especially with the talent they have on this roster. But that's what all it is. We want wrestling. It's not about we know exactly who should get a push and this is why and all that. This company's doing the things the way they want to do because they have their own reasons. When we're not trying to get into all that shit, man. What we're saying is what we want, especially with the fucking talent that they have and what that talent is capable of doing and what they're capable of producing. You know what I'm saying? It's from that perspective, from guys who like hardcore wrestling, from guys who like pure wrestling, from guys who like strong style wrestling, from guys who like hardcore shit, tough ass motherfuckers and all that. That's all it is, man. It's not anybody up here saying that we have all the answers to right all the wrongs, because at the end of the day, in WWE's eyes, and it's only their eyes that matter, they're not doing anything wrong. They're doing things the way they want to, and that's what corporate America is all about, doing things the way they want to. They have their sheep, and I don't even want to use that word anymore. They have their fan base that are into what they do, that is into what they're about, and is working for them, fine, whatever have you. We're coming from a different angle with this shit. And Reigns is not producing, man. He's not producing. He's not what we want. It's like Bruce said, it's the ABC mantra that we're basically living by. Anybody but Cena, anybody but cocksucker. You know what I'm saying? Fine. And if that's the way that the cookie's gonna crumble, so be it. But Reigns is not producing when it comes to what we want. It's exactly like what Matt Jizzle was saying. That's why he can't fuck with this company. Because it's not about the wrestling. It's not about the realism. It's not about that magic, you know what I'm saying, that this profession used to have. You know what I'm saying? It's more about the entertainment than it is the sport. And we want that sport back in this shit, man. We want the wrestling back in it. And someone like Brock in the right setting, if this company provided that proper setting, then fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm pretty sure Matt Jizzle would be more than happy with that. He'd be ecstatic about that, to see him go out there and work 30-minute or hour-long iron matches with Daniel Bryan and shit like that. he'd be more than ecstatic about that. But that's not what this company is offering up. And that's what I was trying to say, that I understand that, and that's what they're about. So I don't look for them. I don't look at them for that. But from what we want to see, Roman Reigns, and I think this is the consensus of the panel, he's not producing. He's not it. He's not that yes, man, we got that motherfucker that we was wanting. He's not that. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I don't know if there's anybody other than Brock, but we got to understand what he's there for and in what capacity he's going to be there. So other than Brock, I don't think there is anybody. Well, you know, matches that got D. Bryan or whatever have you, but like they don't book him the way we want them. And it's about the way we want to see shit. Not that we're saying we have the answers for this company. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, so many smart marks or smarks or whatever you call you all over the fucking place trying to play Booker and all that. It's not about us playing Booker. It's about us saying, from our perspective, what we want to see. What type of motherfuckers we want to see. What type of matches we want to see. What type of ring psychology. What type of work we want to see. And Reigns does not fucking provide that shit. And he's not going to. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and y'all can hold me to this, if he does become that man for the next 5 years, like you said, man, believe it or not, it could get to a point where he's worse than Cena, man. I know that's tough to even fathom, but it may get to a point where he's worse than Cena because I see laziness in him already. And like I said, I understand you gotta protect him. You don't want the injuries. You want him to be looking strong, all this bullshit, whatever have you, but I could just see him like he's that boring to watch sometimes, other than his selling ability. And maybe it's him not wanting more. Maybe it's the company telling him you're not going to do more. I can't call it. I'm not backstage. I'm not in Vince's office. But right now, it's nothing entertaining about this. And it's sad that Rollins has to fall by the wayside through all of this.
How storyline wise, I love how all of a sudden Reigns cares.
Right?
You know, it's like out of nowhere. I mean, you know, he should have been mad that his boy turned his back on him, and it took him this long to finally care.
Seth Rollins, you got me, man. Now
I know he does. He sound like an idiot on the mic, but they book him like he's an idiot.
Yeah.
That definitely should have been the route, right? They should have just springboard right into that, right into the breakup of the show. They could have made such a nice little program out of this, but
it just tonight just felt like hotshot booking throughout the show. They half-assed this show. I mean, so anyways, next we get a Bray Wyatt promo. He calls Cena a shell of a man. And I'm paraphrasing all this. No, that would be you.
Oh, he's the shell of a man.
Yeah. He says the Beast cracked his shell. Bray calls Cena a wounded animal running through the woods. Talks about Cena spreading disease around the world. Predicts he's going to put Cena down and ends the promo telling him to run. This is one of those promos where you go practice what you preach and you run. You know. Just moving on. We get Los Matadores against, here we go again. Guys, put on your seatbelts because here comes another example of how creative the WWE is. This one's going to knock you out of your chairs. Slater and Gator. Oh, I see what they did there. Titus O'Neil went to Florida, and they're the Florida Gators. I get it. Story of the match is that Titus and Heath Slater don't get along. They've done this a million times with Slapnuts tag teams. It was another short and rushed match. Ultimately, the Los Matadores, who no one gives a fuck about, went over when Heath Slater got crucifixed and pinned. Boring, irrelevant, rushed. The match lasted 4 minutes and 1 second. Moving on. So, we get Bo Dallas against Kofi Kingston. Yet, you know how we've got Night of Champions coming up? This was just Night of rushed matches. Another cheap rushed match. You know, it didn't even hit the 2-minute mark. Ultimately, Bo Dallas went over with a really sloppy Bodog finisher and, of course, cut a promo after the match. The match was 1 minute and 39 seconds for the record. He says Kofi isn't like Jack Swagger. Kofi let himself down, but not his country. And then he says that they both need to believe. Again, they even rushed the Bo Dallas shit. Moving on. Jack Swagger ends up attacking Bo Dallas. Swagger slams Bo. Swagger still sells his ribs as the segment ends. You could see, I mean, I predicted this, I believe it was in the SmackDown review, Adam. This is where they were going?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was remembering right. Again, moving on. Cheap, rushed bullshit. So we get to the main event. And John Cena against Bray Wyatt. This match was hilarious. People are like, oh, this dude's definitely going to go on there and rant. What's there to rant about? You know, yeah, John Cena trying to act hard. He's throwing those ridiculous punches, trying to look mad. Like, you got me mad now. You know, there was a spot in the match where he was trying to look like a boxer. Bray Wyatt was down and he's doing the backpedaling. Go watch Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali. And then watch that fuckboy, that piece of trash athlete, John Cena. And you know the funny thing is, I've covered sports on the internet since 2005. 2005. A lot of you guys came on YouTube the last 4, some of you 5 years, some even more recent than that. When Kobe Bryant had his 81-point game, for about a year and a half, I was in a battle against Kobe-tards about the Kobe Jordan thing. And I was on the front page of YouTube, like, all the time, with these most viewed videos and stuff. Been talking sports for a long time. NFL, MMA, boxing, NBA. Sports fans are upset because I haven't done more sports videos here in the off season. They're like, what is this, just a wrestling channel now? It's like, it's the off season, and I've been doing a lot of sports videos on the website. But, you know, whatever. I think I know a little bit about good athletes. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best or anything like that. But I like to go ahead and think that I've seen a lot of great athletes. I know what a good athlete looks like. John Cena's fucking garbage as an athlete. He's as unathletic as they come. The dude is top heavy. When you look, Austin Aries, obviously a smaller guy, obviously a little bit easier for him. Look at the way Austin Aries floats around that ring. Look at the way Brock Lesnar doesn't waste steps in the ring. And then you look at John Cena, the guy's punches look like shit. And then you see him trying to act like he's a boxer. It's embarrassing to the fucking wrestling industry when he does shit like that. I lose all believability. You can't suspend disbelief with this guy. And then watching him trying to act like a badass in this match against Bray Wyatt, and you've got Michael Cole literally alternating between talking into the microphone and sucking on his dick-shaped lollipop. You got this guy sitting there talking about, whoa, this is an aggressive John. Man, are you fucking kidding me? So Cena's hitting Bray Wyatt with belly-to-back suplexes. Oh, he found a new move! Even those look pathetic. You know, this is supposedly showing that he's ready for Brock now or some shit. I don't know. Ultimately, Harper and Rowan jump in to the ring and end up causing a DQ finish. So this match between Bray Wyatt and John Cena lasted 4 minutes and 18 seconds. They made Bray Wyatt look like shit. Made him look like shit. He had to lay there like a bitch while this unathletic motherfucker's doing his bullshit, standing over him. Basically, John Cena took everything that Jericho did to stabilize the Bray Wyatt character and threw it in the fucking trash. You know, a lot of us became big fans of Bray fucking Wyatt. Oh, this is going to be the top heel in the WWE long term. This is going to be the fucking guy. That's how a lot of us felt. And then eventually you could turn him face, and at the time I was saying, I think this was more in VIP videos, but I was saying if CM Punk doesn't come back, Bray Wyatt could turn face and be that anti-authority figure and take CM Punk's spot. That's how much talent a lot of us believe he has. And then you look at the way he works in the ring, the way he bumps, the way he sells, his psychology, his promos. This guy's off the fucking charts. And Bray Wyatt has completely been demolished by fucking Cena's existence. You can blame it on Cena, you can blame it on the booking, you can blame it on whatever. This is the same fucking guy whose reasoning for not turning heel was the Make-A-Wish kids. How do you know? Because there's examples of Cena holding guys down, but how do you know this motherfucker's not in the back going, well, Vince, I don't think that I should lose this match because, you know, I would let down little Johnny, who I just met today. How do you know he's not playing those type of politics? Fucking Bray Wyatt had a bright future in this company. And people just do not take him as seriously now. And why is that? Because of what they've done. Because they fed him to Cena. So Cena gets destroyed by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. So what's the WWE's remedy? Cena misses 1 week. And then the WWE has the unmitigated fucking gall to sit there and call this a Cena return. For missing 1 week, he's returning? Who the fuck says that? He didn't return. He missed a fucking week, so what? It's not a return. And what's their fucking remedy? Well, let's feed him Bray. One of the most talented guys on your fucking roster. Sky's the limit with the fucking guy. Sorry, MG, more talented than Cesaro.
Overall, yes, I agree.
Overall, more talented. You could make way more money with Bray Wyatt than you can Cesaro. Period, point blank.
I'm not arguing that.
This dude is with the psychology and everything. This dude is a cross between Jake the Snake and fucking Mick Foley.
One name, Shinsuke Nakamura. Anybody who watches New Japan knows Bray Wyatt's a huge fan of him, and he's taken a lot of mannerisms and inspiration from him.
Well,
not a bad thing either. Shinsuke is debatably the best in the business right now. So,
well, Bray Wyatt could have been. I mean, Bray Wyatt. Imagine Bray Wyatt stays heel. He ends up turning face against Cena. He ends up turning into the anti-authority figure. Just think about this. The WWE can do whatever the fuck they want. Tell me if this works for you. Bray Wyatt eventually turns face. He starts going against the WWE because when I was a child, they tried to hold me back. They won't hold me back, blah, blah, blah. Turns face, becomes anti-authority guy, slides into that CM Punk spot. Because let's face it, the Authority trying to go after John Cena made no fucking sense. But Bray Wyatt, on the other hand, and then eventually you lead to a WrestleMania showdown with babyface Bray Wyatt, anti-authority, edgy, against fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That sounds better to me than Roman Reigns.
I agree.
It does. I think people would be excited about that. But again tonight, they send fucking Bray Wyatt out there to look like a complete and utter incompetent bitch while working a match with the unathletic shit factor of professional wrestling. Ridiculous. It was absurd. And honestly, I'm watching this shit and I'm laying there and I was getting tired. I wasn't watching Raw in my living room. I was watching it in my bedroom. So I'm laying in my bed. Man, the pillows were talking to me. And, like, just go to sleep. This is boring. I fell asleep during the commercials after this match. That's why we got such a late start on the review tonight. Fell asleep during the fucking commercial. I just said, man, fuck this. I'm going to close my eyes for a minute. What the fuck is this bullshit? Next thing I knew, I woke up. It was 11:25. Over an hour after Raw ended. There was nothing to get excited about. I'm like, oh, Cena, look at him backpedaling like he's a boxer. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's trash. And then inherently, as soon as we talk about him being a horrible athlete, this guy couldn't jump over a fucking phone book. We talk about him being a horrible athlete, and then right away, how can you guys say that? Look at how built he is. The fuck does that have to do with athleticism? Your definition of athleticism is he can hit the weights, take the good supplements, and get jacked. So he's yoked. So that makes him a good athlete. No. His agility is shit. John Cena is... I always bring up Lex Luger. Go back and watch any Lex Luger match you want. And you will see why I compare John Cena to Lex Luger. Lex Luger was as unathletic as they come. But the dude was yoked. But the dude was fucking shit in the ring. And that's who Cena reminds me of as Lex Luger in the ring. I mean, Lex Luger had the torture rack. Cena has the AA. I mean, fuck. Mirror images of each other. And this is the guy. Why did it have to be Bray Wyatt? Chris Jericho just came back and stopped the bleeding with the Bray Wyatt character, and the WWE fucking destroyed that. You could call on to Jericho's podcast and ask him how he feels about it. He'll give you the PC answer, company line, but at the end of the day, he's got to feel like, damn, I just fixed what this motherfucker broke. What the fuck are they doing? So how is another match between Jericho and Bray Wyatt going to make any sense when John Cena just completely decimated him? That made no sense. How does that enhance Cena? See, that's the thing, is the WWE puts Cena in these type of situations, and clearly they think that this enhances him somehow. How? His fan base is built in. Instead of having Kane in a triple threat match with Rollins against fucking Reigns, why not have Cena do it to him? Because it wouldn't matter. I just don't get it. Why do they not like Bray Wyatt? I don't understand it. The guy has so much fucking talent. It's unbelievable. What, did he not? Yeah, take it off for Vince? I don't get it. So anyways, after my hiatus, and I fell asleep, I woke up, rewound my DVR, and watched this impromptu match that they had, which featured John Cena, Mark Henry, and The Big Show against the Wyatt family. And John Cena's on the apron doing that bullshit he does during tag team matches, which annoys me. These announcers are blowing Cena and his supposed aggressiveness when he wasn't even in the fucking ring. Mark Henry and The Big Show ended up setting up the hot tag for Cena, and ultimately John Cena puts the STF, which, by the way, he got rid of the bullshit, and now it was like this, and he was doing a rear naked choke. All right, credit to Cena, the STF looks better. Luke Harper ended up tapping out, and what happened next, and it was a 4 minutes and 55-second match, but what happened next is no surprise, because the WWE clearly just does not understand. You know, sometimes with sports teams, like the Bears, Lovie Smith, the dude would talk about how he liked Rex Grossman, and I'm going to get some laughs here from that. But he would talk about how he liked Rex Grossman. Sometimes you're too far into the forest to see the trees. Everybody and their mother knew that Rex Grossman was garbage. But Lovie Smith and the Bears thought he was good. Too far into the forest to see the fucking trees. And I think that's the WWE's problem. They're too far into the forest to see the fucking trees. They just don't understand that they're dropping the ball with the Wyatt family. Purposefully. It makes no sense. Explain to me how this is logical. So sure enough, Cena hits Eric Rowan with a standing fireman's carry. Attitude adjustment. Standing fireman's carry. He hits Bray Wyatt with a standing fireman's carry. And Luke Harper. All three of them. By himself. Oh, how impressive. And then you got Cena trying to act tough, like mean mugging and shit, while he's looking into the camera.
It looked like he had to take a shit.
He did. Definitely a constipation issue. And then sure enough, after the trying to do a show here, and I really don't want to fucking talk about this. This is the part I was dreading talking about. And then throughout the week, we'll take criticism, for giving our opinions on a pro wrestling show. I can understand if someone doesn't like Bray Wyatt because it's subjective. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us see the fucking talent the guy has. And then on the flip side, you've got a talentless fuck like John Cena who gets to just bury the entire Wyatt family. Again, by the way, further proof that Lesnar's going over. Just want it to be good, And you see a guy with the talent that Bray Wyatt has, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching it. I'm looking at the TV. And I watch Cena pick up Rowan and drop him. And I watch him pick up Bray and drop him. And then I watch him pick up Luke Harper and drop him. I threw my channel changer across the room. Because it makes no fucking sense. How are they supposed to build up stars when, and that pissed me off so much in that interview he did with Steve Austin, where he said that WWE, there just aren't enough opponents for him. Huh?
I know we're being serious right now and everything, but you just said channel changer like it was like 1930.
And I'm an old fuck, okay?
Sorry, I had to lighten the mood.
But the dude did that interview with Steve Austin, and he complained that he hasn't had enough opponents built up for him. Isn't that all the WWE's done? Like, all these guys with more talent than him have been fed to him. So how's it supposed to get any better when you continue to feed your talent to Cena? I mean, do you guys get where I'm coming from? Jericho stopped the bleeding, and John Cena fucking ruined it again. Well, you can't blame him. Blame the bookie. No, I fucking blame him. Fuck him. Fuck John Cena. Years and years and years of this fucking bullshit. And we've had example after example after Barry fucking Wade Barrett when he was actually relevant with the Nexus. I mean, this dude, he's the problem. Without John Cena in the way, without Bray Wyatt being fed to John Cena, All of you are still excited about Bray Wyatt right now. Instead, most of you are not. Because of the John Cena ceiling that everybody hits and then they're done. It's fucking bullshit. So sure enough, this wasn't enough. You know, it wasn't enough. The WWE is so paranoid that it's still real to me, damn it, crowd, who buys into John Cena being a hero is going to give up on him now because he took a clean L. They do this. He buries the entire Wyatt family and then runs and starts kissing ass. Oh, here's this kid in the crowd. Let me give him my wristband. Let me give this kid my wristband. Let me shake the dad's hand. Fuck this bum. Such a good guy.
It's going to continue.
Of course it is.
And then there's going to be the Cena selling, and then there's going to be the Roman Reigns selling, and a guy like Bray Wyatt will never truly get the opportunity to be the guy.
If someone watching us knows Bray Wyatt, you know, I mean, Bray Wyatt is that dude. Like, this is a dude.
If you know him, tell him shout out for Mad Genius rocking the same Nakamura shirt I got. That's forever respect for me, bro. That's forever respect.
It's so tiring talking about Cena.
I mean, I think it's great. I mean, let the company burn.
Well, if they have
I would love to see Bray Wyatt in New Japan. Oh my God, you have no idea.
I'd like to see Bray Wyatt standing next to DDP in the 90s going against the NWO.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to see Bray Wyatt in a feud with The Undertaker and Mankind.
Wait, could you imagine a feud with Bray Wyatt and Macho Man Man's "You mumbo jumbo"?
Yeah.
Exactly. You can picture Bray Wyatt in feuds with the greats.
You know what's crazy? You can go through the roster that they have, and even the roster they're bringing in. Even people are like, oh, I would have loved to see this guy back in the 90s. This guy could make it back in the 90s. You could pick out the people that could make it back in the 90s when the shit was a hell lot better, you know? And with, like, hang with Hogan, Paul, Nash, Macho, you know, Flair, Goldberg, DDP, guys like that. They got guys that could hang with those guys back in the day, but they're fucking it up with these dumb-ass fucking storylines. I mean, I told MG and Bruce this once before off air that the fucking storylines and gimmicks that they give the wrestlers takes away from their talent, which is fucking sad.
Well,
you know what I would give to see Bray Wyatt versus Jay Briscoe in a feud? On the mic and in the ring? I would pay to watch that.
I'm losing my voice, but I want to put this in perspective. Okay, hold on. Let me give my overall show rating. I'll turn it over to the boys. I'm giving the show a 2 out of 10. It flat out sucked. Sure, there were more matches than usual, but 39 minutes and 58 seconds of actual on-TV wrestling in a 186-minute TV show. The rest was commercials and talking. I need more wrestling. And that's not the only reason why I give it a 2 out of 10. Legitimately, the only thing that I legitimately liked on the show was Brock Lesnar's promo. That's it. Honestly, that is it. And Dolph Ziggler's dropkick. That's it. Just a bunch of cheap, rushed matches. There wasn't one single match on the show that I liked. Not one. Fuck this week's show. Hopefully it's better next week, but it felt like the WWE packed it in this week and put on a fucking boring-ass show. Like I said, I literally, God is my witness, fell asleep during the main event. So 2 out of 10. But
you bet they packed it in. They got everybody's money after Lesnar won the belt and re-upped for their network subscriptions.
Oh, exactly.
They got their money already.
But I couldn't imagine being a guy like Bray Wyatt, I want you guys to really think about this. I want you to put yourself in his shoes. Here is a guy who's been handed, fuck the silver spoon, a golden spoon. And John Cena, a golden shovel. And John Cena's had everything handed to him. Everything that John Cena is because of the way he's booked. Everything. Yeah, he's put in his work in the gym and whatever, but John Cena, at the end of the day, is who he is because of the way he's booked. Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig never had to win a WWF championship. People revere him. People revere Rick Rude. I could name tons of guys that are revered. Roddy Piper. John Cena is the way he is because of the way he's booked. Okay? Imagine being a guy like Bray Wyatt. Imagine being a guy like Batista. Imagine being a guy like Kurt Angle. Imagine being a guy like Edge. Imagine being a guy like CM Punk. You work your fucking ass off for your entire life to get to this point. You do everything right. The fans love you. The fans want to see you. They want you to be the fucking guy. And you get to the point where you're facing John Cena in a feud, and then the fucking WWE decides again that no, we're going to bury your ass because we believe in fuckboy John. I would be livid if I was Bray Wyatt. Livid. CM Punk walking out? Fuck yeah. Would have done the same fucking thing. What was it, 430-some days as champion? 2 fucking main events.
Yeah, he did the right thing, honestly.
That didn't involve John Cena, or was it 1?
No,
there were 2. But the one of the 2, John Cena was scheduled to be in the main event.
Yeah, the match, the Hell in a Cell versus Ryback, yeah.
Could you imagine that fucking bullshit? You work your whole fucking life off, working your ass off to get to the point where you're going to fulfill your dream and you've got the opportunity to become the top guy. You've done everything right. You work good in the ring. You cut good promos. You do the damn thing. And then you've got to fucking bow down to that prick. He's fucking garbage.
Go ahead, MG. Give your final rating, dude.
Well, show sucks. You already know I was gonna go with that. Only good thing about it was the Brock Lesnar promo, but you all know I'm not happy with the situation with Brock because I feel like I feel like this doesn't do him justice, being the champion of this company right now. Doesn't do him any justice, you know. It's not that he's devalued. He's still Brock fucking Lesnar, but at the same time, you have this man do an awesome video promo, and the next segment you got the Miz rolling out there, and you got the Bellas and all of this stupid shit happening. So, turns in the main event, same old Cena shit, same as usual. Bray Wyatt has been that dude. I remember watching Bray Wyatt when he debuted the character down at FCW, when he had Eli Cottonwood, big 7-foot tall dude walking around with him, before he was even with Harper and Rowan. And to see his, the progression of the character, even just not just the Bray Wyatt character, but the progression of him, Husky Harris, from being down in FCW, making it to the Reign roster as part of the Nexus, ended up going back down there, teaming with his brother Bo, and going off and coming back repackaged as Bray Wyatt. From the day I seen him debut the Bray Wyatt character, I was sold in FCW. I was sold. And I've seen this guy have an amazing run down there in NXT. Put on a really good match with Jericho. I believe it was sometime last year before he came to the main roster. So about a year and a half ago. And it is disappointing, personally, but I'm not surprised. I mean, it's the same WWE that it's been for years now. You can't say you're surprised at this. Sucks for Bray Wyatt, personally. I've been hearing a lot of rumblings about a lot of these guys in WWE want to go to New Japan because the payday is a lot nicer than people think, and they do wrestling way differently than people think. And um, I I honestly hope Bray Wyatt's one of those guys. With the way that he works, he would be appreciated and treated for the talent that he is in New Japan. And honestly, I hope that for a lot of these guys. It's not that it's because I'm a fan of New Japan. I would rather see these guys in any other company that would treat them right. Fuck, if it's TNA, fine. But I know Bray is a big fan of theirs, so I hope to see him there. But a lot of these guys on this roster, I just want to see them be utilized right. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for everything to be my way, because that's unrealistic as a fan of any type of entertainment. You're never going to get 100% of what you like. But the least WWE could do is keep me entertained 75% of the time, which they don't do. They keep me entertained maybe 2% of the time, and that's here or there, hit or miss. So, it's the same shit. It's the exact reason why I don't watch this shit. I stop watching, come back, and boom, here you go, Cena burying Bray Wyatt again. That's the same shit I saw when I stopped watching. So to me, the show sucked outside of Lesnar's promo. I'll give it a 1, and that was only because of Lesnar's promo. The rest of the show was ass, honestly.
Yeah, I give it. I don't even think Lesnar's promo could have saved this. I mean, god damn, all the work that fucking Jericho did with Bray. I was getting excited for that fucking feud. And now fuckboy fucks it up. Yeah, I'll give it a 1 as well, just because of the promo. And the promo, it did keep him the champion, all the way to Mania. I'll be okay seeing these promos every week or every other week or whenever they want to show it. He doesn't have to be there to, every week, like, a lot of people think or feel. So, yeah, I'll give it a 1 out of 10. You can hit me up on Twitter at AddyCat87, and you can find me on YouTube, the AddyCat87. You want to plug yourself, MG?
Oh yeah. Find me in the same place as always. Virtuoso Sports on YouTube and Twitter, and ProWrestlingTees.com/Virtuoso Sports. Blitz Team Virtuoso Sports shirts up, so head over there too.
Did Grits leave?
Yeah, I think he's out.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Literally, John Cena couldn't do more damage to Bray Wyatt's fucking character than he already has. Sick and tired of the John Cena ceiling. Bray Wyatt's the man, and he deserves better than this. Fuck the WWE for doing that to Bray Wyatt tonight. We're out. BlitzSportsNetwork.com. Join it. Peace.